Available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs, with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their card lock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
It's that time again. Join us for our 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer Screening on Sunday, September 14th. Registration is at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 9:30 to 11, along with a pancake breakfast. Ride the Catepo Loop and come back for a food truck wind-up at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 12:30 to 2:30. That's the 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer Screening on Sunday, September 14th. Proudly sponsored by Prairie Harley-Davidson, Ladies of Harley, Harley Owners Group, and 620 CKRM.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Regina Motor Products early tire swap offer on now. Book before October 31st to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit Regina Motor Products today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
It's business as usual for the Saskatchewan Roughriders and all of us here in Rider Nation. We're 10-2, getting ready for the Montreal Alouettes on Saturday, who may or may not have a quarterback. 10 wins in the CFL puts us in rarefied air as the best team in the league. How do I like the view from up here? I'll be honest, many not really used to it, right? Here's the weird thing. Since all we do is win these days, there's almost nothing to talk about. Life's good. We may never lose another game all season. The 16-2 Saskatchewan Roughriders. How does that sound? Should we print T-shirts? Do we have a T-shirt guy, gal, in the Sports Cage Rolodex to help us out? We'll get to work on that. Thanks for being part of the Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. It's Maz in for Barney, along with one of the double C's, Colson Schultz. And for the next 3 hours, we're going to be talking sports. Lots going on in the world today. We'll do that right here on 620 CKRM. If you're listening on the CKRM app, that's awesome. You can also download that app if you don't have it. Apple or Spotify, or Apple or Android. You can grab that in the store there. Our live stream is rolling. Sports Cage on our social channels, on X, and on our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. And we like to go old school. If you've got a landline just like I do, and I know I get ribbed about it quite a bit, you can always call the show. It's free, 866-767-0620. The show today is for Regina Motor Products. Prairie Land Rentals text line is always open too if you want to send a text in your new school. 306-936-6262. Julian McKenzie from The Athletic will join us in about 20 minutes' time. Julian covers the NHL. Senators, he's covered the Flames. Love to get his thoughts on Connor McDavid. And then the crazy news today, Kirill Kaprizov turned down a $128 million contract extension from the Minnesota Wild. 8 years, $128 million. Highest paid player in the league. That's $16 million a year. And they said no, and they slid the paper back across the table. If your boss came to you and said, we want you to stay, and here's $128 million, would you have the guts, if we're pushing all of our chips in, to go, I'm good. I think I want a little more? We'll get his thoughts. Charleston Hughes is coming up in about an hour's time. He's the CFL legend. Is he the best ever defensive end in the CFL? We'll chat about that. And then I thought of something on the weekend that maybe Charleston isn't getting credit for. Junior football reports coming up. We're going to hear from Saskatchewan Roughrider head coach Corey Mace and Dave Thomas, voice of the Riders, from practice earlier today. Ooh, there was a Kian Schaefer-Baker sighting at Mosaic Stadium. What does that mean? And we're also going to do a little Rider Radio Rewind, the best calls from Saturday's postgame show. Oh, there were some fired up people. All right, let's not wait any longer. Let's go to the Western Pizza guest hotline and bring him in. He's a fourth-year Regina Ram from Miller High School right here in Regina. He comes from A football family, to say the least. He had a 109-yard pick six in the win over the Alberta Golden Bears on the weekend. His brother Jackson plays for the Calgary Stampeders. Carson Sombach, how are you? Welcome to the Sports Cage. Thanks for doing this. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
In the big win over the U of A, the 109-yard pick six, and I saw it on Twitter a bunch of times. But the quarterback from the U of A, and I had to look it up, Eli Hetlinger, was chasing you down the field. And I know that teammates like to rib. If Eli were to have run you down and you wouldn't have scored, would you have ever heard the end of it from your teammates that a quarterback tracked you down? And
most definitely not. That was one thing in the locker room is if you get a pick, if you get tackled by the quarterback, it's not a good thing. Thank God Brandon Wong was there to lead block for me and pick him off. So
that's what I kind of figured. I'm like, if he would have, the guys would have been all over him. Hey, you know what? 2-0 on the season, and that's got to feel good. We had Coach on last week, and one of the things that he had talked about, and I had asked them a question, when somebody new comes to the Regina Rams, what's one of the first things that you're told or you're taught? And he said that everything is about team. You're a fourth-year guy. Is that also part of your role in teaching the new players, the new Rams, about what team means right here in Regina?
Oh, absolutely. And it's one thing you could probably ask a lot of the first-year recruits too, is when they sign here, they feel like this is more of a team, better team culture than they've experienced anywhere else. And as soon as you come in, whether it's your visit or your first year, like we treat you like family right away, like teach you as much as you can, take the guys out, like do stuff together, get lunch together, get supper together, go for wings on Wednesdays. Like we would do everything as a team here and no one's left out.
Who are some of the players that took you under their wing when you were a first-year Ram, probably wide-eyed going, all right, I know what Regina High School football was like. Now this Regina Ram University football experience is a little different. Who were some of those people that helped you?
Well, when I came here, my brother was on the team before, so it was like family on the team already, which is nice. And
sure,
a lot of the guys from the Rams, they kind of stay in Regina. So I played Team Sask with a lot of them, and like some who had like even coached me when I was young, which was kind of cool. But some of the guys who kind of took me under their wing was like my brother Jackson, and then Jackson Ford, Josh White, Ryder Varga, and then like even some of the older guys like Braden Wegg and Labachetta, like those guys kind of like everyone kind of took me under their wing, kind of like helped me out more. Zach Moore was one of them too. There's a lot of guys there just like it's one big family and you help out whoever you can, and everyone kind of takes everyone under their wing, which is nice.
You mentioned family, and I think it would be an understatement to say that you're from a football family because all four of the brothers play. You mentioned Brother Jackson. He's a Calgary Stampeder. Stamps are pretty good this year. Now, maybe you bleed Rider green, but are you starting to get a little tinge of red when the Riders aren't playing? Because they got a pretty good squad. That defense is nasty.
Yeah, I wear green every time they don't play the Stampeders.
Okay.
I've been a Rider fan since I was born, so I always loved the Riders. I'm from Regina, so I love going to the Rider games and cheering them on. But now I have a family member to cheer on. I've gone to Calgary a couple times to watch one of his games, and when he played in Regina, that was awesome. So, yeah, like it's a little bit of red tinge starting to come through now.
All right, if you're watching the stream, there's the picture. Your brothers are on the squad this year with the Rams. Is it interesting dinner conversations sometimes between the three of you? Because you probably all don't agree on everything.
No, like we all play the same position, right? So we all hear the same things in meetings. So when V says you did something wrong, you did something wrong. There's no really arguing against it. But we kind of always talk, like we'll talk about game film and stuff like that, and come to the table. And our mom and dad always want to hear about what's going on in meetings, how we did in practice. So like football is always a big talk, but it's always nice having your brothers there to kind of go over ideas with and talk football and stuff like that.
It must have happened over the years, you getting screamed at for something that you didn't do, but it was one of your other brothers. Not only at home, trust me, I get it. I got a brother, the names get mixed up, but especially in the football field, there's helmets. You don't necessarily see the eyes. I mean, you've gotten maybe chewed out before for like, dude, I wasn't even on the field when that happened.
Yeah, that would happen with me and Jackson a little bit. And then when the twins came, like my two younger brothers, twins, kind of got them mixed up a little bit, but it doesn't happen as often as you think. The numbers kind of help.
Do you have to pull out your phone after the game to show the brothers your highlight reel Instagram video of the 109-yard reception for a TD? Did that happen at all over the 72 hours after the football game was over?
Oh, they're all on it, so they saw it. Kind of.
Okay.
I've seen it too on my phone, so I didn't really have to show them. But getting the text from my brother and like his roommate and stuff like that it was nice. It was kind of a good feeling.
Question here. You are the Canada West Football Defensive Player of the Week. Outside of them making a fancy graphic for social media, do you get a hat? Do you get a jersey? Do you get cash? Is there any sort of incentive or prize or anything? Like what goes along with the honor of Player of the Week?
Just a little recognition. And then all
right.
Bought the defense some donuts today to show that not only one person gets recognized, it's a team effort. So
nice. Donuts, all one type? Do we go assorted? And for because college squads are big, like, so how many donuts is that? And in this economy, that's a big investment.
I bought 3 dozen donuts from Robbins today. You get 1 dozen Boston cream, then the other 2 dozen assorted. Boston creams are a hot commodity from Robbins. Best donuts.
Nice. I do love sort of that cinnamon swirl donut from Robbins or whatever, and I really like their coffee. So we're aligned on that. All right, so last year turned out to be, it started okay, then it kind of hit the skids, and it kind of turned magical at the end of the season for the Regina Rams. This year, you got the football gods on your side. In week 1, you pull out the big win in Calgary. You beat the U of A. How do you feel about the club this year? I mean, we know the Vanier is going to be in Regina at the end of the season, but unlike other sports, you got to win your way in. Just because you're hosting, there's no guarantee you're there. What are you feeling this year with the club?
Well, I think we're really good. Like, our offense looks electric right now. Like, we're firing on all cylinders. It's good to see our defense is trending in the right direction. And we always have the mentality every week, just win the week, go 1-0. Does whatever our record is, doesn't matter. We want to go 1-0 every week and just focus on the game ahead. And I think if we keep doing that, we'll be successful throughout the regular season and hopefully in the playoffs.
Coach McKenzie said last week you guys practice situational football, and he tries to dream up different scenarios of things that may happen. Now, the single point that got kicked and went through the end zone to tie the game, to just basically start the roller coaster of emotions for Regina Rams fan, he said that you didn't practice that. Are you happy that you're not the guy back there having to make that decision to try and kick it out of the end zone, run it out of the end zone? That's hey, man, somebody else can do that. That's way too much for me.
Yeah, it was a lot of stress, but I'm not a big kicker, can't punt, so when the punt team goes out there, I usually come off, field goal team goes out there, they pull the safety out. So put a guy who can run or kick or something who's more able to kick the ball out of bounds and keep that 1 point.
You guys are off to UBC this weekend. And I don't know, in your 4 years playing Canada West, have you ever seen it as tight or the competition level as good where there's so much parity that any weekend anybody can beat anybody, no matter the rank or the record?
Seems like that happens every year in the Canada West. Every team's good. Everyone knows it. The teams that are bad, like, can pull out. Like, there's no really team that's bad, but the teams that are a little lower in the rankings can pull out a win versus anybody at any point. And so, like, there's always you never know what you're going to get when you go into a game. You always expect a close game in the Canada West, and every game is usually pretty close.
So a lot of us wouldn't know a lot about UBC. What do you guys in your meetings as you're prepping? What makes UBC dangerous? What makes them a good team? What do we watch them for on Friday to be like, all right, we can't let them do this?
They're very athletic in their skill positions. Like, their receivers are very fast, very quick, especially speaking from a defensive standpoint. Like, the receivers are who we got to key on. Like, they have number 13, Shamar McBean. They have Montour. They have Webb. Like, they have a lot of guys who are athletic and can get open, and they're dangerous with the ball in the hands. So we just need to be ready to stop them from getting the ball as much as we can.
We have this debate all the time on the show between myself and Barney and Colson and Curtis and anybody else you have on, and then the fans like to jump in on the conversation, which is great. Zone defense or man-to-man defense? Now, you're in the defensive backfield. If you had a choice and you are calling the plays, what do you personally like to run? Are you a zone guy or are you a man guy?
I'm a zone guy. Zone just allows us to keep our eyes on the quarterback, understand where the ball is going better, and kind of like pick up men as they come across, where man-to-man is like, if you get beat, you're screwed, right? So zone kind of gives you an an option to kind of find where the receivers are going, where the ball's going, and your eyes are always looking back at the quarterback. So when that ball's in the air, you have a better chance to get it instead of looking at your receiver.
So the pick six on Friday, you got that? What, you were in a zone call then? That's how you were able to read what Ettlinger was doing and then come across and then jump in front of that receiver?
Yeah.
How good does that feel? Like, you're basically, it's kind of like, not that you guys didn't have the game well in hand, but that really would have let the air out of their balloon.
It felt good, like, especially when I got to the end zone and I saw all my teammates made the long run with me. It was awesome to see them all in the end zone. We do a little celebration after. We talked about it in the locker room. Never thought we'd get a chance to do it, but just seeing that everybody gets excited when it happens, because everyone celebrates everyone's accomplishments and big highlight plays like that. So to see everybody make the 109-yard run with me was awesome.
Carson Sombach here from the Regina Rams is joining us. We got about 30 seconds left. You've been all academic before in the CIS. What's your degree in? Like, when are you done? Obviously, if, we'd love to see you continue on the football career, but what else have you got planned? What are you working on?
I'm taking a kinesiology and education joint degree with an extra minor in math. So I graduate next fall. I'll be doing my internship. And it's something I really love. I want to be a teacher, phys ed or math, hopefully in the future.
My wife is a teacher and my brother-in-law is a phys ed teacher. So I totally get it. It's one of those things. Are you going to be the cool gym teacher, though? Even when you're teaching the kids square dancing and stuff, you're going to try and find a way to make that fun?
Always. You always got to make everything fun. That's how you build interest for the students.
Nobody liked square dancing. I don't care what grade you're in, what decade you're in. Nobody liked learning how to square dance in phys ed. Why that's still part of the curriculum. Carson, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate this. Best of luck Friday in UBC. Rams defensive back Carson Sombach joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline here on the Sports Cage. All right, we're going to take our first break on the show. And as always, if you want to be part of this conversation, Prairieland Rentals text line is open, 306-936-6262. Did you see Doug Flutie's comments earlier today having to do with the MLSE and the Argos and the Buffalo Bills and that sponsorship? Doug just kind of dropped a bomb. We'll play that later in the show. You might not like what he said, but he was 100% honest. I don't disagree with him. Just, it may have hurt some feelings. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time to talk hockey. Julian McKenzie from The Athletic will join us right here on the Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Saturday is game day as the Riders take on the Montreal Alouettes. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunk and Tegan Whitkos at 2. The pregame show's at 4. And kickoff with Luke Mullender and Eyes at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by your Saskatchewan Ag Co dealers, Quality Tire, and SaskTel. Stream every moment of Rider football at sportscage.com.
Heads up, Regina. Warehouse One, the jeans store, and Bootlegger are blowing the doors off with a massive sale, and it's happening this weekend only. Score your favorite jeans for just $19.99, and check this out. Style slash to $15, $10, and even just $5. That's right, $5. For whatever you've got going on this coming fall, this is the deal of the season. But it's only at Warehouse One and Bootlegger Regina locations. When it's gone, it's gone. So get in while the racks are hot.
Did you know over 1.3 million homeowners call on Reliance for their water heater needs? With over 140,000 five-star online reviews and over 60 years experience, you could say Reliance Heath are water heater experts. Switch to Reliance Heath today. They'll give you $200 plus standard installation is included. For all your hot water needs, call on Reliance. Visit waterheaterrentals.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
The Regina Thunder NFL Lottery is back and tickets are available now. Each $20 ticket gets you the chance to win up to $500 each week of the NFL season. That's 18 chances to win. Tickets are available until October 6th, and you can still win for the weeks already played. No football knowledge needed. Proceeds support the Regina Thunder Student Athlete Scholarship Fund and team operations. Get your tickets at ReginaThunderNFLLottery.com.
Lottery license RR 240660.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
George, we've been putting this off too long. We're not getting any younger, and the kids need to know the plan.
I know. It's just so complicated. We've talked to a couple of accountants, lawyers, a neighbor, even the bank sends someone out to see us. Everyone's got a different answer.
If we don't do it right, it could stir up trouble in the family, and taxes could be a nightmare.
We should find someone independent. No products, no agenda. Just written advice and a clear process.
Someone who can work with what we have, talks to the kids, farming or not, and pulls all the advice together.
A kind of technical interpreter for the family, keeping us on the same page and helping when things get tricky.
Then let's spend an hour to understand their process and pricing. What's their number?
Succession planning starts with the right process, the right people, the right plan. Don't leave it to chance. Visit myfarmplan.ca or call 306-559-0342.
Nelson Homes is having a summer blowout sale on quick possession homes that you don't want to miss out on. Get free delivery anywhere in Saskatchewan on select in-stock show homes and spec home RTMs. For more information, visit their website, homes.nlc.ca. Or for general information, call 1-800-661-6534. That's the Nelson Homes Summer Blowout Sale. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram presents the Price Beat Guarantee. All right, folks, here's how the game works. Bring us any competitor's price on a brand new vehicle, and we won't just match it, we'll beat it. And if we can't, you walk away with $1,000 cash. Guaranteed. But wait, there's more. We're offering 20% over Black Book value for any trade brought in this month. The Price Beat Guarantee. Only for a limited time at Crestview in Regina.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Get social with us. Follow us on X at Sportscage. Watch our video stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio at 620 CKRM.
This week, the Saskatchewan Roughrider Foundation 50/50 is giving you a chance to win your way to the Dominican Republic for a 7-day all-inclusive getaway, 7 nights at a 5-star resort. Or you can take $5,400 cash. Entry deadline is tomorrow at 5. You can get your tickets online at riders5050.ca. Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. It's Maz in for Barney today, and the National Hockey League rookie camps are starting. I know the Oilers rookies reported earlier today, medicals, and then they had some on-ice and off-ice testing. The rest of the clubs will be getting into that. It's kind of that time of year. You've got every sport going on, and it's time to talk hockey. So let's go down the Western Pizza guest hotline and say hi to Julian McKenzie from The Athletic, who joins us for the first time on the show. He's covered the Flames. He's covered the Senators. Welcome to, normally we say Rider Nation, but we're going to talk hockey. Julian, how are you? Thanks for doing this.
That's okay. I have respect for Rider Nation. Happy to be on the show, man. Nice to meet you.
So here in Saskatchewan, as you well know, we don't have our own NHL team. So you got a lot of different allegiances. You got a lot of Oiler fans. You got Flames fans. You got Jets fans. There's Canucks fans. And Eric Francis, who we have on here quite a bit, he said they're the toughest online fan base to deal with. I don't know if you agree or disagree. So there's a lot. But let's start with the big news of the day. If your bosses at The Athletic, Julian, slid you a piece of paper that said, we want you to stay for 8 more years and give you $128 million, what's your answer? Because Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild said no. Is that nuts?
I'm flying to New York to sign the contract myself if it gets to that point. Yeah, I saw that today. And what's funny, I did the Chris Johnston show, and probably like minutes before our episode posted, that news dropped, the report from Frank Saravalli. The first thing that comes to mind is Kirill Kaprizov doesn't want to stay in Minnesota. The Minnesota ownership said that they were prepared to make him the richest player in the league. They understood the value of that quality of player to their franchise. I think at his absolute best, he's a top 10 player in this league, probably no worse than top 12 or top 13. The skating ability, the game-breaking ability. This is a player who if you are the Minnesota Wild, you do everything you can to keep him in the fold. And for Kirill Kaprizov to reportedly reject that deal, I mean, how much more do you want out of that, right? Is it really a situation where you want 17 million, or do you want to take your talents elsewhere? For me, it has to be the latter. If you're getting offered that amount of money and you reject that, I don't know. I would think that Kirill Kaprizov probably wants to go somewhere else. And if I'm a Minnesota Wild fan right now, I'm not feeling great about the fact that arguably the most talented player this franchise has ever had may very well want out by next summer.
This contract offer to Kaprizov, $16 million a season for winning nothing in his career so far, is crazy when I always relay it back to the Florida Panthers, who are playing and acting like a team, guys with incredible talent and skill and winning Stanley Cups and being team guys. Now, you don't get a lot of that. And then you see this to me, Kirill Kaprizov shouldn't be the highest paid guy in the NHL. But Billy Guerin went out on a limb, said, listen, this is what we think of you. So if it's not 128, give me one or two teams. Who do you think could pay him more? Is it the obvious, like the Rangers and the Leafs, who always seem to come up in these conversations?
I wonder about Kaprizov's motivations. I don't know specifically which teams fit the best, but the New York Rangers, I think, would come up significantly in that, in terms of the appeal of playing in New York. I don't have specifically their salary cap structure in front of me, but the fact that, I mean, a player like Artemi Panarin, his future is also in question as well. If you're and they also have Igor Shesterkin too, is it the fact that prominent countrymen for Kirill Kaprizov is an appeal to him to go play in a market like that? I wonder what's that for him. Is it just wanting to just be out of Minnesota and being in either an LA or another big market or another big team that he may feel is closer to winning a Stanley Cup? I think there's a lot of questions that remain unanswered in terms of Kaprizov's motivations at this point. And hey, I mean, we are going off a report, but maybe by tomorrow or maybe another day, we'll hear some offer come through for 16.25 or 16.75 or 17 million. And then this all gets put to bed. But right now, if you're the Minnesota Wild, if you're Kirill Kaprizov, I have so many questions about what he might really want out of this. And if, again, to reiterate to my first point, if you're getting all of that money and you're saying no, I don't think you want that money coming from Minnesota.
Julian McKenzie from The Athletic joins us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. How many years did you cover the Flames?
Just 2 seasons. So I was there 2022. So the first year was the first year of Huberdeau and Kadri, and then I got the second year of that, and then I moved to Ottawa.
Okay, so, and with the Flames, and it's no secret, sometimes there are NHL free agents that don't want to go to cities like Calgary or Winnipeg or Edmonton. So there is that. Minnesota is probably on a lot of people's lists of no thanks. It's not sexy enough. Yesterday, the Flames made big splashy news, spending $7-ish million a year, signing Dustin Wolf. Now, when you were there, he still would have been in the American Hockey League, but he played in the NHL last year, nominated for a Calder. Do you like this Craig Conroy move? Is this as smart can get in today's NHL with the money they signed him for?
I like that deal for him. I like the fact that they're betting and fully committing to Dustin Wolf. I only got to see him in the American Hockey League in a handful of games of him at the NHL level, but just talking to people around him, talking to people on the Flames about him, and just talking to Dustin Wolf. This is a guy who, despite his size, despite him getting picked in the 7th round, he's proven to be a winner at every level. And the fact that the Flames were able to give him an opportunity last year and he ran with it and he almost single-handedly put them in the playoffs, how do you not bet on that guy? How do you not commit to him and give him a whole set of money to ensure that he is your number one in the present and for future years to come? I mean, I don't necessarily have too many qualms about that deal. I mean, if you want to see him do it again in terms of his high performances this year, fine. But I also think in this league, you are better off paying up front for young talent who shows you right away that they're worth paying for. And I think Dustin Wolf, just off of how he's been performing, how he's able to play well in the games he's played for the Calgary Flames, he's gotten better in the NHL since he got those first few starts when, at least in the years I was there, to now. Like, I think for the Calgary Flames, you're better off giving him that money as opposed to more of a bridge deal like what they give to Connor Zary, which I could understand in that circumstance where he hasn't played that many games. He gets banged up with a few knee injuries last year. It's worth waiting a little bit on a player like Connor Zary. But for Dustin Wolf, I'm not sure what else he would have needed to prove before getting a big money deal like that. Not to mention, in terms of sticking in a franchise, sticking in a market like Calgary, I believe it was Eric Francis who wrote about Dustin Wolf just before the signing, and he said so many great things about the city of Calgary. And I've seen through his social media before that he will spend his summers there. He loves the city. And one other thing I'll add about the city as well, great city, great people there. The conditions are great. And I know when there was that kind of big exodus with guys like Noah Hanifin leaving, Chris Tanev leaving, Nikita Zadorov also part of it as well. I think Calgary as a city is a great city. I think a lot of those guys really enjoyed it. I think it's just where the franchise might have been and the allure of winning maybe somewhere else and getting more money. But if you're the Flames and you eventually put yourself in a position where you are a veritable cup contender. I mean, look, there are people who want to go play in Edmonton, right? Like, it's 3 hours north of Calgary. It's cold all the time. There's a lot less to do.
Get to that.
There's a lot less to do in Edmonton. And if people want to get mad about that, it's true. There's a lot less to do in Edmonton than Calgary. But if you're telling me, if I'm a good enough player that I can go play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl right now, yeah, I will go do it. Absolutely. The players, the status of your team has everything to do with wanting to play in a city like in Edmonton or Calgary. And I think there could come a time where if this rebuild retool works and some of these young players pan out like a Zane Parekh, there's every reason for a free agent down the line to say, hey, you know what? It's worth betting on a city like Calgary.
Okay, so I want to ask you the retool, the rebuild, because ownership has said we're never going to tank. A couple weeks ago when the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce engagement photos came out, one of the funniest memes I saw was there was the Calgary Flames logo up on Travis, and then down here was 16th overall draft picks, meaning that the Flames are always kind of never in the conversation.
I've never seen that meme.
I'll try and find that if we can pull that up. So they're just bad enough to never ever get into where the good stuff is hiding in the NHL draft. If you're a Flames fan, like, can you go through another season where you're kind of close, but you're going to miss out on 2 points and you're trapped in the middle? It's either all in or all out. Like, if you
not this year
as a fan, do you think that they'll be closer to a playoff spot this year, or they'll make the playoffs this year?
I mean, I'm not sure if I have them as a playoff team this year, but I know if you're a Flames fan, this is not the year to guess if you're in the middle or wonder if your team is in or not. Gavin McKenna is available in the draft. And it's not a guarantee if you're the last. It's never a guarantee. You could get a top 3 spot potentially if you're last place. I get it, but if you're the Calgary Flames, you kind of enter this year with the talent that you have. They want to go for it. But at the same time, you know that allure of trying to get a better. Here's the thing. Like, I felt this way when I was there. If you have guys like Huberdeau, Kadri's coming off a career best season in goals. I mean, they'll figure out what to do with Rasmus Andersson, but he's still on the team as of now. Blake Coleman's a guy who, if you're a playoff team right now, you would have him on your playoff team. I think he still brings a lot of value for a contending playoff team, considering the fact he's also 1-2. And then you're also having that injection of young players. Matthew Coronado signs a big deal. I thought when I was there, he arguably had the best shot on the team. Zane Parekh looks like he's going to get some NHL minutes this year. Dustin Wolf just signed a big money deal. Like, this is not a team that I think wants to tank or is in actual. I don't think his team's in any real position to tank. This is a team that is clearly trying to retool on the fly. Just if it's in years where it's not going to work, you sell off your assets, you get whatever picks you can get or players you can get. And if you are able to compete for a playoff spot, so be it. It's just, I also understand the frustration from fans where this team
the murky middle.
This team might just be good enough to make the playoffs, but is that the right strategy for the way you should build your team? We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, I think for a lot of fans, they really took some pride in the fact that they were close, but I think there's a lot of fans who, if they go through this year the same way as last year, there's going to be a lot of people, whether immediately or years after the fact, who are going to be like, well, why weren't we in a position to get Gavin McKenna or a top 10 talent in this year's draft class, which so many people have said is supposed to be stacked from maybe not top to bottom, but is supposed to be a lot more talented than the draft class we saw this summer.
Julian McKenzie from The Athletic joins us. He covers the Ottawa Senators now in the NHL. So in the past couple of weeks, Julian, you don't cover the Oilers, but how many times have you been asked about the Connor McDavid situation? And hey, Julian, do you know anything? What's going to happen with McDavid? You can tell Connor's getting tired of the questions. Are you getting tired of the questions as well?
I mean, I'm not getting tired of it. We're talking about the best player in the league. And up to now, he is not committed, long-term, short-term, or otherwise, to another deal beyond the one that's set to expire. What else are we supposed to talk about? We talked about this on the CJ show today. What else are we supposed to talk about? If Connor McDavid lets himself go to free agency, we're talking about a move in the NHL or phenomenon in the NHL that should be the league's answer to when LeBron James had the decision in 2010. That's how I see it. This is a big deal. Even if Connor McDavid says, you know what, I'm going to stick around in Edmonton for 2 years, the clock ticks at that point. You're wondering, okay.
And then he's gone.
He could be gone. He could also stay too, if it's worth sticking around for, if he believes that. But for me, I'm not fed up of that question being asked to Connor McDavid, and he might be fed up with it. But I have to think that Connor McDavid is savvy enough to understand that as long as he's in that situation, those questions are going to come up. I don't think you can be a player of his caliber and kind of, just put up the comments he's put out about how you're committed to this season and all that, and not expect people to wonder, hey, what are you going to do beyond that? How much are you really thinking about key pieces in your core being on the wrong side of 30? How much are you thinking about the fact that maybe this team hasn't done a sufficient job in addressing their goaltending issue? I mean, no shade to Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard, but it's very clear those two guys are not enough if they want to win the Stanley Cup going forward. So, I think until further notice, I mean, there could be lulls. There could be moments where we'll focus on other things, but Connor McDavid should be the story. And the way that he's handling all the contract talks, or at least how he's handling his future, that invites those questions. And until he signs, until he makes a decision on his future, we have every right to ask those questions.
If he does decide to go, if the Gretzky getting traded to LA was a title shift in the NHL that just changed the sport altogether, this would be the second coming of that, because there's be nothing as big. It will rock the foundations. His body language, even from the other day, talking about this after practice, is terrible. And you can tell this. And you work in Canadian markets, Julian. You know how crazy that the media can be, and it's just going to bubble and bubble. I want to talk about the Ottawa Senators, because we don't talk a lot of Senators here. There's some Habs fans probably listening right now going, hey, what are you to talk about the Habs? Habs fans, you always like to talk about yourself. It's Leafs fans, too. Those pesky Ottawa Senators, they make the playoffs last year, and they put a scare in Toronto. Brady Tkachuk is something else. Is he as advertised? Because we only see him on TV. What's he like in real life?
I think being around him as a media member, it's been fascinating to see his star grow, particularly in the last year where he's on a playoff team. Him and his brother are part of those big fights at the Four Nations. I think that tournament did so much for the Tkachuk brand, just in terms of how visible they are. And I think there's a lot of people around the league who hate those two guys for the way that they kind of carry themselves on the ice. But if they were on their respective teams, I think their tunes would change a lot in terms of how they play, how they try to deliver in big moments. I mean, particularly with Matthew, he has two Stanley Cups to his Stanley Cups to his name now, and Brady Tkachuk now has at least a taste of the playoffs. These are two guys we could be talking about for quite some time. In terms of Brady specifically, I think in terms of what he means to that Ottawa Senators team, while I think he's really he's really all in on being that leader, and sometimes it's a little bit of a running joke. I remember in terms of last year when they were having that trek towards the playoffs, and he kept repeating the fact that, they have to have a playoff mentality. There were some guys in that room who were like, all right, we get it, man. Like, we've heard playoff mentality like 500 times from you, but they really follow behind him. And he, I think, really represents the soul of that team. As he goes, so does that team. So I think for the Ottawa Senators, even on a team where they have a guy like Tim Stützle, who is, I think, the most talented player on the team, who's able to contribute defensively, but has a world of talent offensively, and Jake Sanderson, who's proven to be the number one defenseman on this team, Brady Tkachuk is a pure power forward who's able to deliver at the net, who's able to produce and score goals in this league and be physical and annoying to opposing players. That's the guy. That's the guy on this Sens team who, if he's healthy, he produces. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be surprised if this team goes back to the playoffs again. Of course, there are other players on that team who carry that, but Brady Tkachuk's success is very much tied to the Ottawa Senators own.
Do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs minus Mitch Marner can be better without him, because Mitch Marner, the distraction, not the hockey player, aren't part of the team anymore? That maybe they'll rally the troops now that he's a Vegas Golden Knight, and I saw the video with the light show and the smoke at the practice arena. Looks flashy, but with the interviews and all of that in the past couple of weeks, it's just a lot. Are they going to be happy that maybe they don't have to deal with that this year?
Well, I think the Marner thing, it seems like from a negative standpoint, if you view it just on the attributes of it, where it was more of a distraction, a negative for the team in terms of Marner not delivering in big moments, and the fact that that situation caught like fire, just after the playoffs were over, and then the trade happens, and then he goes to Vegas. I think the team is going to be relieved at the fact that they don't have to deal with that anymore. But I do think that it just going off of comments I've seen from players, Mitch Marner still meant a lot to that room. A guy who was able to pick out music in the locker room, had guys over at different points, had those relationships with different players on the team. This is a guy I think Leafs guys will miss him in terms of how the Leafs have built their team post Marner, with some of the additions they made, getting guys like Dakota Joshua or Nicolas Roy or Matias Michelli, and the way they even built their defense before it got to a point where Mitch Marner had to leave. I think the way the Leafs are set up, they're still a playoff team. If they go up against the Florida, I'm not sure if they beat them still. I feel Florida's inevitable at this point, but that's a team where the expectation should still be to make a deep run in the playoffs. And Anthony Stolarz has proven that he could be given the reins, and Joseph Woll is still a young guy who has a lot to give and can produce as a goaltender in this league and can be helpful for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And of course, Austin Matthews leading the way. He was not 100% last year. If he's healthier this year, yeah, all bets are off I think that obviously helps the Toronto Maple Leafs. But yeah, I think there's a potential for them to be better. It's just they have to still get over those playoff mental demons. We've reached a point with them where the regular season does not matter. It's just, what can you do in a first round, second round, and a third round series if you can get there? I know it's a funny joke to laugh at, but when that core with Matthews, Morgan Riley, John Tavares, like, they've endured what they've endured, like William Nylander too, the mental side of it has to be discussed.
Julian McKenzie from The Athletic. This was awesome. Can we do this again sometimes when the season gets rolling? This is great.
Let me know.
Not that you delivered like would this be like a slap with a wet towel to the face there for the Leafs fans right at the end of the interview there? It kind of was. No. I kind of like that though.
No.
To bring up some memories. Yeah, that was good.
It's nothing they haven't heard before.
I know.
They haven't heard before.
Hey,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Get mad at stuff that happened already? It's the truth. They're the ones who will tell you better than anybody what they have to go through.
I know.
What do they get mad at me for? What do you get mad at us for?
Trust me. We all know. Don't ever get into an argument with a Leaf fan, because when you start using logic and facts, you know it's going to go south. It's Julian McKenzie from The Athletic.
If that's what you want to say about Leafs fans, I'm trying not to get in trouble. You go ahead with that. I'm just.
I know you are. I'll take the heat on that one. I'll take that. Julian McKenzie on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Time to take a break. When we come back, it'll do the sports ticker here on the Sportscage on 620 CKRM.
When most people look at windows, they look right through them. When the guys at North Home Windows look at windows, they see a chance to improve the efficiency and comfort of your home. They know old windows are drafty. If your windows are old and drafty, call North Home Windows. They're built in Saskatchewan for Saskatchewan conditions, meaning you'll get the perfect window for your home. And if you call now, you can still book a summer or fall installation. 1-866-362-6525, northhomewindows.ca.
This back-to-school season, don't be prehistoric.
Mom, my phone is basically a fossil.
Sweetie, your phone's older than a T-Rex.
Time to evolve at Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
They have new phones, back-to-school deals, internet and max TV stream, and no extinct data plans.
In 2025, there's no excuse to roam with a Jurassic phone. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel, echosound.ca.
The Regina Thunder NFL Lottery is back, and tickets are available now. Each $20 ticket gets you the chance to win up to $500 each week of the NFL season. That's 18 chances to win. Tickets are available until October 6th, and you can still win for the weeks already played. No football knowledge needed. Proceeds support the Regina Thunder Student Athlete Scholarship Fund and team operations. Get your tickets at ReginaThunderNFLLottery.com.
Lottery license RR240660.
The care your family receives in hospitals, schools, and community programs comes from SEIU West members who live in your community. We're united around something simple. When working people have what they need to do their jobs well, everyone benefits. Our conditions of work are your conditions of care. For more information, visit seiuwest.ca.
He's at it again. Matt's sharpening his pencil to save you money at Matt's Furniture. Now till October 1st, it's the Maytag Dependable Savings Event. Buy any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances and save an extra $150. Buy 3 or more and save an extra $300. And buy any Maytag eligible washer and dryer pair and save an extra $100. See in store for all the details. Matt's Furniture in Fort Capel, Kamsack, Melville, and Foam Lake, or online at mattsfurniture.ca.
Employee pricing has been extended at Capital GMC.
Capital GMC!
What does it all mean?
You pay what we pay.
For limited time, get employee pricing on any new GM vehicle in stock. This special offer is exclusively available at Capital GMC. Or check out our certified pre-owned inventory. They all come with 30-day exchange privilege, manufacturer's warranty, and more. Don't miss your last chance at employee pricing. Now available on any new vehicle. Only at Capital GMC.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. From skid steers to tents to power tools, anything you need to rent for that summer job is at Prairie Land Rentals. Deal with the owner. 600 Albert Street. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. For all your hot water needs, call on Reliance Heath today.
Jays Astros tonight, 5:07, Rogers Center in Toronto. Jays have got a 3-game lead on the Yankees and the Red Sox. Sox won yesterday. Yankees got blown out 12-2 by the Detroit Tigers. NHL news. This is nuts. I could never go to a casino with Kaprizov and his agent. They turned down $128 million 8-year offer from the Minnesota Wild. Would have made him the highest paid player in the NHL. Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League tonight, Weyburn Red Wings, Estevan Bruins. It's a 7 o'clock face-off. Western League tonight, only one game. The Victoria Royals in Vancouver to play the Giants. Tomorrow, the Pats will host the PA Raiders, 7 o'clock. The game's in Yorkton. And our Sportscage.com poll, who's the best running back in the Canadian Football League? You can vote at Sportscage.com. One of the Double C's, Colson Schultz, is with us. Colson, how awesome was Julian McKenzie? He was great, wasn't he? Just in there. And he just wanted to clarify. He didn't want the smoke with the Leafs fans. He probably gets it enough covering the Senators. That was all us. But he seems like
you were taking that all on yourself. Yeah, no, that was a great interview. Great chat. So, Carson Sombach, too, to start the show was pretty good.
Yeah. If you missed any part of hour number 1, you can always go back and listen on demand, podcast, Apple, Spotify, or on our website at sportscage.com. Charleston Hughes is coming up at just after 4:00.
Yeah.
Now,
are you texting him the reminder, or is that me this time? Because I could text him. I don't mind.
Text him, be like, hey, man, it's almost ready to start. Charleston, if you missed the last time we had him on, Charleston is up and moved from Midland, Texas. He now lives in the mountains of Wyoming. He got a new job, new gig in his real professional life, and he's in Wyoming cheering for the Cowboys, where Josh Allen went to school. And we're going to chat with him. I think that the CFL and maybe the Saskatchewan Roughriders owe him a little bit of money because of stuff that he would have done a decade ago. And I didn't realize this till we had Joshua Bell on, a real beauty from Monday's show for the coaches show with the Riders. That guy is next level.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine him at a party?
I'm still sold with you guys just wanting the ISO cam on him for the sidelines just to see his reaction to every play. Like, that's just what I want now. Like,
I know.
That was great.
Speaking of the Riders, we will hear from Saskatchewan Roughrider head coach Corey Mace coming up after 4:00 as well. It was day 2 at practice. There was a couple of key players missing, but then a familiar face was back on the field. All right, time to take a break. When we come back, the Sports Cage will continue. This is the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Saturday is game day as the Riders take on the Montreal Alouettes. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunk and Tegan Whitco's at 2. The pregame show's at 4. And kickoff with Luke Mullender and I is at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by UFA and Croft Electric. Stream every moment of Rider football at sportscage.com.
First Nations University of Canada invites you to join their annual Smudge Walk to honor the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation on September 25th. The day starts with a pipe ceremony at 8 a.m. and the walk through the First Nations University of Canada and University of Regina campuses begins at 9:30. Presentations and special announcements will follow with a community lunch on campus at noon. The first 200 people attending will receive an orange Every Child Matters t-shirt. For more information, go to fnuniv.ca.
Fall brings cooler nights and the perfect excuse to savor comfort food made with 100% Canadian dairy. Sask Milk suggests whipping up a creamy mashed potato side, rich with butter and cream, or bake a golden pumpkin cheesecake, smooth and velvety thanks to fresh cream cheese, or warm up with a cinnamon spiced hot chocolate. Find your favorite fall recipes at saskmilk.ca. Sask Milk. Find them in the dairy aisle and look for that little blue cow.
Howdy, Wood Country Woody here again. And let me tell you something, my yard was so ugly, I had to throw pork chops on the lawn just to get the dog out there. Kind of ironic that it was Barkman Concrete landscaping products that fixed my problem. I got mine at Wood Country, natural. Paving stones, retaining wall blocks, patio blocks, pretty up your yard. Come take a gander at Barkman Concrete products from Wood Country.
Your home is your castle.
In McLean, Estevan, and Tisdale, wood-country.com.
Cowabunga, dudes! You won't believe what's popping at Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Yeah, they've got radical top-of-the-line cell phones. Even April O'Neil ditched her news van for one of these babies.
Plus, SaskTel internet's so fast, even Shredder couldn't slow it down. Perfect for streaming, gaming, or ordering extra-large pizza.
So shell out to Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, dudes.
Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Moosomin today. Totally tubular.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 5050 is presented by ISC.
Employee pricing is back! Right now, you pay what I pay. You pay what we pay. It's amazing. And guess what? You don't have to do any work.
Right now, you pay what I pay. They get our discount? Yeah.
Can you believe it? We got over 100 F-150s. We got over 50 Super Duties. We got Escapes, Bronco Sports, over 300 new vehicles to choose from. We got it all. Don't miss the employee pricing at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Got PC Optimum points? Get even more for your points during the Super Redemption event at Shoppers Drug Mart. Today's the last day to get up to $900 off when you redeem up to 500,000 PC Optimum points. Wow, that's a lot of free stuff, like beauty, everyday essentials, and anything that will make your day super. So don't miss the Super Redemption event, only at Shoppers Drug Mart. Proudly Canadian owned and operated. Restrictions apply. Minimum spend required. Details in store.
We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the sasktoday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news. It is shaping up to be a very busy Saturday in Regina's Real District, with a full slate of events drawing crowds from across the city and beyond. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are hosting Montreal at Mosaic Stadium, but that's just the beginning. The Regina Farmers Market will be open during the day. The Galaxy Psychic Fair is taking place nearby, and the University of Regina Cougars men's hockey team will face off against Manitoba at the Cooperator Centre. And to top it all off, country music star Keith Urban will take the stage at the Brandt Centre on Saturday night. With so much happening in one area, the Real District is encouraging visitors to leave their vehicles at home if possible. Parking will be limited throughout the day, and transit or carpooling could help ease congestion. The government of Saskatchewan is investing $250,000 in community grants to support suicide prevention across the province. The Suicide Prevention Grant Program will fund at least 25 projects, each receiving up to $10,000. Eligible applicants include community organizations, Indigenous groups, school divisions, and municipalities. The grants aim to reduce stigma, build leadership, and increase awareness of mental health supports. The announcement coincides with Suicide Prevention Day, which encourages understanding and support for those impacted by suicide or mental health struggles. The University of Regina says it has lost about $10 million in revenue due to changes in federal immigration rules affecting international students. President Dr. Jeff Keshen says enrollment has dropped from 17,400 students in 2024 to 16,700 this year. While domestic enrollment rose nearly 2%, the intake cap on international students announced by Ottawa last year has had a major impact. Sask Polytechnic has also reported $15 million in losses, leading to recent staff layoffs. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says she's not concerned if an oil pipeline is not on Prime Minister Mark Carney's first batch of major projects. Carney is poised to announce tomorrow the first major industrial projects that Ottawa is looking to push ahead with, but an oil pipeline is not expected to be among them. Smith says regulatory changes need to take place in the meantime to encourage more energy investment.
You have to understand the list is going to be an evergreening list. It's not, oh my gosh, this is it, nothing else can be added. And so we've got a little bit of work to do to be able to get to an environment where oil companies want to expand their production.
Smith is meeting with Carney today and says her team is having constructive conversations with his team. An American conservative activist, Charlie Kirk, has died after being shot at a Utah college event. ABC's Stephen Portnoy reports.
Killed just 5 weeks shy of his 32nd birthday, Charlie Kirk was a highly influential figure in the MAGA movement with a large and loyal following. Earlier this year, President Trump credited Kirk with turning him onto TikTok. Years before the president's first run for office, Kirk founded Turning Point USA, a group focused on conservative activism on college campuses. The shooting took place before a crowd of hundreds, just as Kirk was engaging in a public dialogue on recent mass shootings. That's when the crack of gunfire was heard.
That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50/50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50/50 is presented by ISC.
Let's be honest, 5 inches might be fine for the city boys, but out here on the farm, you need something a little more impressive. Prairie 6-inch eaves troughs are built bigger to handle heavy rains, wide roofs, and serious flow. No overflowing, no messing around, just 6 solid inches of high-performance gutter. Because when the skies open up, you'll be glad you went bigger. See Prairie 6-inch eaves trough, your farm shop specialist, prairieeavestrough.ca.
620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast is brought to you by Line-X Regina. Serious protection, killer looks at 1865 McKenzie Street. It'll be partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and a low of 15. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, chance of showers in the afternoon and a high of 27. For Friday, cloudy showers and 24. For Saturday, for the Rider game, periods of rain and a high of 22. For Sunday, cloudy showers and 21. And for Monday, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 20. Right now, it's 29 degrees in downtown Regina.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McKenzie Street.
Why test for asbestos? Because before 1990, asbestos was commonly used in more than 3,000 building materials and other products. Because when asbestos fibers become airborne, they get into the lungs and cause severe damage over time. Because asbestos exposure is the #1 cause of work-related deaths in Saskatchewan. Built before 1990? Test for asbestos. Start at worksafesask.ca.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Regina Motor Products early tire swap offer on now. Book before October 31st to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit Regina Motor Products today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Saturday, the Saskatchewan Roughriders get back to work with their 10-2 record. They'll take on the Montreal Alouettes, and apparently if all goes well for McLeod Bethel-Thompson and he can practice all week, Jason Moss says MBT will be the starter. Whew. If that is the case, no Davis Alexander. It has been a roulette wheel of who will the quarterback be for Montreal ever since Alexander's gone down. From Shea Patterson, we've had Cameron Dukes, that other guy whose name I can never remember but doesn't complete many balls. So Saturday, it could be MBT. And with the Rider defense playing as well as it is, MBT is not the most mobile quarterback. It could be a situation where, much like Bo Levi, if he's back in the pocket for any length of time, those sack numbers could be going up at Mosaic. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Sports Cage. It's Maz in for Barney. In just a couple of minutes, Charleston Hughes is going to join us. I want to talk to him. A theory popped into my head after we chatted with Joshua Bell back on Monday for the Riders Coaches Show. We never spoke to him before. What a guy. Go back and watch that interview. He's a lot, but there are 7 degrees of Charleston Hughes in the CFL these days. It's all related in the Matrix. We'll get to that. Apparently, word out of Winnipeg. No Zach Collaros again today. Chris Strevler taking the starting team reps. And Strevy, as we like to call him, was quoted after practice. There's still a lot of meat left on the bone as far as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. People are writing them off if Zach's not going to play. A lot of guys, a lot of pride. A lot of meat left on the bone. They're going to be in Hamilton on Friday. Hamilton can be iffy at best at times. We all know this. But without Caleros, it gets that much tougher. Bo at home, although Hamilton does like to shoot themselves in the foot. They're a little better than Ottawa. That's a tough matchup. But Winnipeg could go in there and steal one on the road, even without Caleros. And Mike O'Shea, the reaction talking about it, it's pretty cavalier from people from the outside to comment on whether or not Zach Caleros should play football anymore. I can see his point. Week 15 in the CFL also has Ottawa at BC. That's on Friday. BC has to win that game. If you lose another one to Ottawa, you probably can kiss your playoff hopes goodbye because the Edmonton Elks are surging. They're in Toronto on Saturday. And although Toronto has played well, Edmonton is playing complete football. The dangerous, they got the run game going. They've got the return game going. And not only am I worried about Edmonton Saturday in Toronto, I'm worried about when the Riders go to Edmonton the following week after the bye. That's not the freebie that it was a few weeks ago in Montreal at Sask. I think we have him. Let's go on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Say hello to, can we call him the best ever to play defensive end in the CFL? Would that be an accurate assessment?
It sounds beautiful.
Nice. Charleston Hughes joins us. How are you?
I'm all right. Pretty good. How are you?
Not bad. We interviewed Joshua Bell the other day on the Rider Coaches Show. Now,
okay,
I've only ever seen the man. I've never heard him speak. We have no idea of his personality. What a guy! He seems like I would love to hang out with him in a social setting.
He was definitely one of my favorite guys to play with on the field, man. You know, Josh Bell paint that face for every single game, and he's going out with his war paint on, ready for battle. Real vocal, great leader. No wonder he's having success, you know, as a coach, especially as a player, man. He was a good leader. He was good vocalist, and he made himself be heard on the field with his pads and, you know, with his mouth.
So when he talked about his time in Calgary, when he learned, and he had mentioned that he'd learned from guys like you, it got me to thinking, Joshua Bell, Jameer Thurman, Mike Rose, Micah Johnson, you've mentored all these guys. Charleston, I don't know if we still have your direct deposit on file from the Riders, but I think we may owe you a little cash here because this 2025 defense, I think, is large in part to you and your mentorship a decade ago, teaching the young bucks how it's done and how it rolls in the CFL.
Yeah, man. When you got a chance, when you really think about the impact that I had on a lot of players, and I never hoarded information. I let everything go to everybody that was circled around me. If you go back and like do a real statistical breakdown of every single defensive end that's played on the opposite side of me has left and went to the NFL after 1 year. So that's saying a lot. If you go back and really check out the research and look throughout the league, that's every single defensive end that's played opposite of me has left and went to the NFL and had an NFL opportunity. So the thing is that, you know, all these guys I've coached, I've mentored, I've shown them and paved the way for them and showed them the ropes. You know, I get to sit back and now and watch my success and watch it just grow.
It's like watching your kids, but you don't have to buy them new gym shoes or whatever. It's great. So the Riders win on Saturday in Winnipeg, and the big story coming out of the game, I don't think it was a dirty hit. I think it was an unfortunate hit, but Zach Caleros gets hit. He's knocked out of the game. There was a 15-yard penalty, but in 2025, that's the CFL. You're going to get called all the time. What did you make of that? I'm not sure if you saw it live or if it was in replay, but first blush when you saw that play happen.
I was like, woo, that's a damn good hit. First of all,
yeah.
You know, but the thing is, as a quarterback, the first thing you need to do as a quarterback, and nothing against Zach and just him, He's a great football player. He has great knowledge of the game, but you got to see zero when it's coming. So you can't be too glued downfield that you don't see, a zero blitz coming at you. So the thing is you got to be prepared to get that ball out quick. Now, when it comes to the hit, man, I mean, I know Reeves personally. I played with him. He plays fast and he plays super aggressive. So he don't play to hurt nobody. I don't think that was malicious. I don't think he did that with the intention of hurting anybody. I think he did that with the intention of playing fast and aggressive and making a play. I mean, on his part too, could he have tackled him a little bit lower? Yeah. I think he could have dropped his pads and been more inside the strike zone, I guess you can say, which is shoulders to above the knees, basically. And that's like your strike zone for a quarterback. But the way the game is now, it don't even matter if you did hit him in the strike zone. You still would have got a flag. You still would have got a penalty. The league still would have been bashing you about it. So the thing is, you just got to roll with the punches and just try to be a little bit smarter next time on both sides. On Zach, seeing the pressure, knowing the pressure's coming, and getting the ball out and not just standing there. And on the blitzer, knowing that, okay, yeah, what can I do better? I could have been a little bit lower and hit him more in the strike zone and try to avoid the penalty.
Is there a play like that where you had a free run at the quarterback? Because I know you've had more than one. A quarterback that stands out in your mind, and who was that quarterback?
Sheesh, Bo. I think the last one I had like that was probably Bo Levi, and same thing. I ended up knocking him out for I can't even remember. He was out for maybe 4 to 6 weeks.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Last job, Bo Levi Mitchell. Holy smokes. Now, when that happens, because you're a competitor, and between the whistles, it's go time. This is how you earn your living. Do you say something to him after the play? Is it after the game you're texting him? Like, when do you reach out as a person and say, hey, man, I hope you're okay? Like, because there's got to be, I would think there is some civility like that, isn't there?
Yeah, man. You just got to roll the punches and just, if you want to apologize, you can apologize. But the thing is when you're doing a play like that, man, you're just trying to play fast, man. It ain't no intention on hurting the guy behind it. So you kind of apologize on the spot and just say, my bad, unless he's really that, hurt, then you just keep moving on and keep playing football.
Did you say anything to Bo? Was Bo okay with it? Like, how did that go down between you two?
Well, I thought he was joking. I asked him, I was like, man, I barely hit you. So I came at him in a joking manner, and then I seen he was out for some time, and it just was like, man, I didn't try to, hurt you or anything like that. I was like, I was just making a tackle. But he knew it too, though. It's just the game.
I found that the Bombers, when they had success on Saturday, it was throwing outside the numbers and Ontario and Wilson. Throwing anywhere inside the numbers with that Riders secondary, Charleston, if you're offensive coordinator, that's dangerous territory. A lot of those balls are getting picked off. Not a lot of completions. If it's you, are you staying away from Mulligan and the rest of the gang with Agent Zero and all that?
Sheesh. I mean, it's a dangerous throw, man. And kudos to Corey Mace on, developing that style of scheme, from, Devon Claybrooks and Rich Stublers and the who else came from that era? Ryan Phillips, he has an influence of that Rich Stubler type defense. They protect the middle of the field and they keep that ball thrown to the outside the hashes. So the thing is when you got a defense like that and guys who can really hunt and get after that football, I mean, it's dangerous. I don't throw it. I wouldn't throw it in the middle of the field.
No, and it seemed nuts when they were trying, and I'm like, oh, you guys. So the Saskatchewan Roughriders are 10-2. Montreal's coming to town this week. McLeod Bethel-Thompson could be the starting quarterback if he practices all week. There's going to be no Davis Alexander. I had said, even with MBT, the Riders could hang 40 points on this Alouette team easy because MBT's not that mobile. He's a rhythm guy. But Montreal, they got some guys back. Jason Moss, he's a good play caller. Some days he looks incredible. Other days he looks average. Is Montreal dangerous just because you don't know what you're going to get out of them?
They are dangerous, man. And just like you said, Bethel, I mean, he's a veteran quarterback. He's won in this league. He got championships under his belt. You can't underestimate him. He's a gunslinger. Like, if he needs to throw deep, he's going to throw deep and challenge you deep. So the thing is you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know with an inconsistent team like that. I mean, especially from coaches all the way down to players. You just got to play them like they're the best team in the league, man. And I hope the Riders go at it with that type of attitude.
But you know, Charleston, on a roster of 50, we're 10-2. Some guys think that they're going to be invincible. Like, you're never going to lose another game. And then there's guys that are going to be realists, and I know that guys will bring other guys in and all of that. But hopefully there's not enough guys with their heads in the clouds that are significant out there. But trust me, as a fan, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, nothing could... Didn't Starship sing the song in the 80s, Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now? The San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, and all of that.
I know. At what point do you just say we got it every single game?
Because even when our field goal kicker, who's having a bit of a rough season, it hasn't cost us any games. He's kind of working his way out of it. He seems to have jinxed Winnipeg's field goal kicker the past couple games, and that kind of... Oh, Charleston! Not that you're not a good
rough.
team
It's
guy,
rough.
but when the
it's
field
rough
goal
going. I feel sorry for my guy Brett Lathers, man. It's been a rough patch for him for sure. Especially with having a kid too. You know, congrats on him having a kid, by the way. But yeah, It's been a rough go. But the thing is you're the best team in the league. I've been there before when Mace been there before too. When you've been the best team in the league all year long, and you make it to that final game, the game that counts the most. And
I know.
You lay an egg. So you got to stay humble and keep battling.
This is what I want to tell Rider fans if you're listening right now. Charleston Hughes is with us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. You guys dominated for a decade in the regular season, but it did not translate into Grey Cup wins. This is what I am worried about, that we are so far down the road and in love with who we are this year that we're 10-2 and all of that. Cautionary tale, the Calgary Stampeders, right? Cautionary tale, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. 5 Grey Cups, you win 1 or 2. Like, it can happen at the worst time. That's what has me going, hold on. This is nice, but we're not done. It's September, 10th today. There's still a lot of football left.
A lot of football still left, man. And anything can happen in between, now and in the end of the season and rolling in the playoffs. Like, it's good to get your bad football out of the way. That way you can still continue to play good football by the time playoff time comes.
Now, I know that the Stamps had a few injuries for their Labor Day rematch. Edmonton had more. Like, Niles Morgan wasn't in the lineup. But that Elk team, that was a beating they put on Calgary. You're rushing for 200 yards. Your quarterback's playing well. Yeah, Joel DeBlanco all of a sudden had a breakout game, their number 1 draft pick. Charleston, do the Elks scare you as much as they scare me? They're kind of getting it together.
They're getting it, man. And, I got a great feeling they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to surprise some people in the playoffs. But remember, I did say that, Edmonton's going to be a dangerous team. I did say that. They weren't going to win the first game, but that second game, they're going to pull it off. And that's exactly what they did. So the thing is man, they're still in the hunt.
Once the Riders play Montreal, then it's a bye. Then they go to Edmonton. And I'm worried about that game. That's the perfect trap game for us, because let's say we do beat Montreal, we're 11-2. Now we're even more in love with ourselves. Like, we can't stop looking in the mirror because we're just so beautiful. Then we go to Edmonton. Cody's going to be fired up. Justin Rankin, and you know this, like, he's one of those guys, like, if he gets going, he does not stop. He does not stop. And that can pose a problem because when the Stamps beat us, they ran the ball on us both games. And you have to think Edmonton would try and do the exact same thing, would they not?
No, 100%. They're going to come in and establish that run. I mean, that's what I would do if I'm an Edmonton team and you got a quarterback who's really playing good football right now. You know, Jesus sprinkles. He's doing what he got to do. But the thing is when it comes down to it, man, you got to establish the run. And that's what's keeping Edmonton a dangerous team and aggressive.
It opens up so many more options for them. And the Stamps, I know a lot of Rider fans were happy to see the Stamps lose. VA has looked kind of, ever since the Rider game, he's looked human. I don't know if the Rider game was a pinnacle and now it's been a little bit of a letdown. Like they played well enough in the Labor Day game to win, then last game, and it just kind of was, there's ebbs and flows. I want to ask you about Winnipeg Hamilton with no Zach Caleros and Chris Streveler going in. Bo Levi and the Ticats should take care of business. But as Chris Streveler said, there's still some meat on the bone with those Bombers. I still like Hamilton, though, at home, if Streveler's the starting quarterback.
It's still some meat on the bone. You know, when I think of that and somebody says there's still some meat on the bone, that means there's not a lot of meat on that bone. So the thing is, man, it sounds like they've ran out of opportunities and ran out of chances. And there's a little bit of give up there. That don't sound very optimistic to me that you're gonna turn everything around and make it happen and go after, wins for the rest of the season kind of deal. That sounds like, I don't know, you're penny pinching.
But the thing that scares me about Hamilton, just when you think they should win and do the right thing and follow through with like logic and everything else, they lay an egg. They're just like Ottawa at times. You can't trust them. That's what has me a little worried. Maybe Bovi is going to put it up. To me, Ottawa, if they beat BC again, BC, wrap it up, you're done. Because you've just kind of taken yourself out of the playoff picture. When they lost that game last week, I'm like, your defense, you deserve to lose. Offense did what it could. Defense blew it.
Yeah, man. I mean, BC, yeah, they're in a struggle bus right now. So the thing is, yeah, man, you never know in that East either, especially with a team like Ottawa, and they're up and down and they're struggling too. But the thing is, Hamilton, they'll still come out of the East, just like I called it. Hamilton,
I know you called it. They're going to be in the Grey Cup. I know. They're going to be.
Just like I called it. So we'll see. We'll watch it happen, just like I explained.
Edmonton at Toronto. Edmonton on the road, I think, can still be dangerous because Toronto, once again, you never know who's going to show up. Nick Arbuckle may have a great game, but their defense can be suspect at times. This, to me, the Elks thing is if they can get a lead early and just stay ahead a little bit, just stay ahead, hang around, I think they have a chance to win. But they can't make it 2 or 3 scores because I don't know that the Eskimos can come back and be that explosive to match what Toronto's doing when they're all firing on cylinders there.
Yeah, when they really get moving with the ball, man, and it has to be a high-scoring game for them to win, and that's what it really boiling down to. They can't really rely on their defense very much. Got a lot of young guys over there, a lot of guys that just don't know how to play CFL football yet. So really they're just going out and just doing the best they can. But when it comes to that offense is, high-powered. I know they've been having talks with Chad Kelly coming back at some point in time this season. Let's see if that does happen. I mean, that might give them the spark that they need to kind of make a playoff push for, this back half of the season.
What was your favorite NFL game on the weekend?
I think my favorite part was when Micah Parsons went and got that sack. I really, really pay attention to like that front seven, and I watch linebackers and D ends and D tackles, and I'm glued into that that section. But, the spotlight was on him. And they wanted to know, is he kind of washed up now, even though he's only 26 years old? Why did the Cowboys get rid of him? They're watching him. They're watching this guy. They want to see what he's going to do with a new team, whether he got, a fire lit underneath him now because he's with a new team. And I think he did what he had to do. He went out, got a sack. He played very well. He was pass rushing, just as good as he was when he was in with the Cowboys. So I think that was my favorite part of the night and favorite game. Watching Chicago. That Chicago game was pretty entertaining too. You didn't know what you were going to get from JJ. Kind of the same situation like what Winnipeg kind of looks like, where they got good running backs, they got good receivers and guys around that quarterback. But what are you really going to get from this guy? And I think he did what he had to do as a football player.
I was totally impressed because much like Caleb Williams, okay, great, another guy coming out of college, highly touted, prove it, that J.J. McCarthy, once the second half rolled around and maybe it took a half to be like, all right, I'm in the NFL, the lights are bright, and he started playing. And then Kevin O'Connell called such a smart game for him. I watched that. I was like, all right, Minnesota. I love Justin Jefferson. I love that he was wearing 19 different chains and like $47,000 worth of jewelry in his uniform. Obviously, he's not making a CFL salary because that would be all like cubic zirconia. But he was balling out there.
Put some twisters around your neck.
Yeah. My hot take from the weekend, because when you're fighting in the second quarter of a football game, the very first game of the season, it's going to be a long year, that Mike McDaniel is the first head coach fired from the Miami Dolphins. Because I think this Miami thing, the wheels are going to fall off and the car is going to blow up. Tua turning the ball over is not the answer.
I know, man. That team's rough. It started with like Tyreek Hill. I think he started in the offseason, and everybody's like,
I know.
Why is Tyreek Hill talking about trade talk and want to leave the team and all this stuff, and nobody knows why. And then this starts to hit the fan, so it's rough, man. It's rough.
I thought it was incredibly amusing that right after, I'm glad Cincinnati won because, well, I don't know. You got 7 yards in 2 quarters of football. I don't think you deserve to win. But Cleveland found a way to beat Cleveland, and then they ended up winning. And then it was pointed out later that fans of the Cleveland Brown game got extended coverage of Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Atlanta Falcon game, where they go on and Tampa Bay wins. So it's like insult to injury right there.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, I didn't watch too much of that game, but I seen some highlights of the Browns, and I got that Sampson kid on my fantasy team, so he played pretty damn good for me.
Yeah, apparently I heard Kevin Stefanski sticking with that kicker, whoever their place kicker was, that missed the extra points, the field goals. He's going to be kicking for them again this week. Tomorrow night, week 2 gets rolling as we wrap up here. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, and those Green Bay Packers. Do you think that because it's funny, Green Bay, they had Detroit in a pretzel. There was no way, if you're a Lions fan, you should have won last year or the year before, because there's no way now you lose those coordinators. You had no answer for that Green Bay defense.
Yeah, man, I was rooting for Detroit, man. Detroit was my team that I was hoping they finally, closed out and got that win. But same thing, like I talked about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. You can be the best team in the league and, absolutely destroy every single team you play against until that playoff game comes, and then drop an egg and play your worst football at the worst time possible, and you can lose, and that whole entire season meant nothing. So when it comes to like a team like Detroit, they lost a lot when it comes to coaches, players, which they retained a lot of players, but they still lost a lot when it comes to just actual drive to win. Yeah, they're going against a tough team, especially coming up. Green Bay, Washington, Jaden Daniels is the truth, man. You got to watch out for that guy. knows how to manage the game well.
Alrighty. We always enjoy our time. He's our favorite guest here on the Sports Cage. He's our Wyoming Cowboy. Your starting cowboy for the state of Wyoming. Charleston Hughes on the Sports Cage. As always, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. And a little Ric Flair to wrap it all up. We love that. Time to take a break here on the Cage. When we come back, we will hear from Saskatchewan Roughrider head coach Corey Mace from practice earlier today with Dave Thomas, voice of the Riders. This is the home of Rider Nation, 620 CKRM.
Looking for the best gear at the best price? Extreme Hockey and Sport just raised the bar. Now, with a price match guarantee, find the same product anywhere else, show the price, and they'll match it. The gear you need, the service you trust, and the price you want. Why settle for anything less? Get the local loyalty and the price match guarantee only at Extreme Hockey. Any budget, expert fit. Your local sit and fit hockey shop. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, Regina's hockey shop.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Lindsay had questions, she talked to Brian Golly.
Living in very rural Saskatchewan, Brian makes it really easy to stay connected virtually, which is perfect for our busy young family.
You don't have to plan your financial future alone.
I've actually recommended him to a few people just because he's trustworthy and he's very easy to work with.
Call Brian Golly of Smart Investing Solutions. 306-546-2533.
So since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know. That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Princess Auto's Mega Smasher is on September 9th to 21st. It's the perfect time to gear up for fall with huge deals on sawmills, logging equipment, pellet stoves, and much more. We're delivering even more bang for your buck on tools and equipment to help you build, fix, or tear down just about anything. Don't miss Princess Auto's Mega Smasher sale September 9th to 21st at your local Princess Auto and online at megasmasher.ca. Princess Auto. Ideas. Tools.
It's the perfect place to hold your event. It's the perfect place, whether it's for a trade show, fundraiser, dance recital, company team building event, or off-site business meeting. It's the perfect place for your wedding with exceptional catering services, venues perfect for a group of any size, and plenty of on-site parking. The perfect place for your event is the Connexus Arts Center. Get all the details about hosting your next event at the Connexus Arts Center at connexusartscenter.ca. See you at the center.
Proven by countless farmers, 900 Series fence sprayers set the standard for your crops, and it's available at Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Featuring 370 horsepower, 132-foot boom, 1,580-gallon tank, smart drive 4-wheel steering, and liquid logic recirculating boom, the 900 Series fence sprayers are backed by a 3-year, 2,000-hour Gold Star warranty. Leaders drive Fendt. To learn more about making your crops successful, visit Nick's Service today, nickservice.com.
The Sports Cage Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Call 781-1077.
It's easy. He's the Canada West Football Defensive Player of the Week from the Regina Rams, Carson Sombach, who we had on in hour one of the show. Not only has he had a stellar season so far, he had a 109-yard pick six in the win over the Alberta Golden Bears. Carson Sombach, your clutch performer. Colson, you got a clutch performer today? What's in your world? What's hitting the highlight reel or the top of the scoreboard?
I didn't pick one up last night. I might have just been on the wrong social feeds, but
nothing.
I'm sure I can find
about
one.
Did you hear Corey talking in the news? Like, apparently Saturday at Real is going to be nuts. You've got the Rider game. You've got the Farmers Market. You've got the Cougars hockey game. You've got Keith Urban coming to town. Oh, by the way, the Keith Urban set list after 5, we'll get into that. Back on Monday, I said I wasn't a fan of the set list. I'm changing my opinion because I'm like, all right, it's different than what he was doing in Vegas because his Vegas set list was, to me, terrible. You're a Keith Urban fan. But what I'm most excited about Saturday, just for the people that it attracts, the Galaxy Psychic Fair is going to be at the Real District on Saturday. Now, Colson, have you ever been to a psychic before?
No. And before we go down this rabbit hole, I'll give the event staff at the Real District my clutch performer for what they're going to have to put up with this weekend. But...
Oh. Could you... Okay. So the Rider game's at 5. Let's say conservatively, we start pre-gaming at 3. Now that's conservative. Some people are like, Mass, come on. That's 10. That's 10. Then there's the football game. And then there's going to be a good chunk of people that are going to be living a small town Saturday night all through the Rider game. And as soon as it's done, going to wander through the 620 CKRM lounge there and then to the Brand Center for Keith Urban, where part 2 of the party will continue. With
exactly
one in this hand and one in this hand and a yeehaw. So it's going to be a long shift for a lot of people on Saturday.
Yeah. Oof. And part of your pregame can be at the farmer's market, apparently. That's there too. Like, there's everything going on.
People selling moonshine at the farmer's market? I can't get anything to drink there. Well, you ferment those strawberries long enough, you can get something. The Galaxy Psychic Fair. Oh, but so question, have you ever been to a psychic?
No, and I don't intend to.
I've been twice. And I don't know if I'm all in, but there were some things that were said that they would have never known because I didn't say. And there were things that you wouldn't have known. And it's funny, my brother's he's just like you. He's like, a waste of money. You're a fool. You're a sucker. They don't know anything. They're going to try and get you talking, and then they're just going to start agreeing with you on stuff. But if you believe, you believe. That's what I'm saying. Okay, here's the question. If you were to go on Saturday, and let's say you got 3 questions, maybe 2 of them are going to be about your family. How many people will actually go there on Saturday? And this is legit, and want to know, will the Riders win the Grey Cup this year? Now, it's a 50-50, but if you're going to pay the person the money and you want to know, right? Maybe they could give you an exact score because you're going to bet on it. You and your children are going to learn how to professionally sports gamble and bet on the game.
Yeah, make your money back.
This show has talked about before. Yeah. At the Galaxy Psychic Fair, how many psychics will be asked if the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who are 10-2, we're invincible right now? We're never going to lose again, are going to win the Grey Cup this year.
I wouldn't be surprised, again, given everything that's going on that day, that if that's their most popular question that they will be getting, is Roughriders related?
I think a lot of them, especially like if you're single, you'd probably ask, am I going to meet somebody? And if I am, like when, how long, where things like that, kind of that stuff. And maybe if you run out of like the big 5 in your life, like maybe you go Riders, but that's not crazy. It'd be kind of cool if they got Keith Urban to play guitar for the national anthem. I don't know if he just wanders over for free and brings a Stratocaster and plugs in to the PA system and shreds "Oh Canada."
Yeah, what's the prop line on Keith Urban appearance at the Rider game? That's the question.
Yeah. Does he get a jersey that says Urban on it? Are they going to show him on the Maxtron? I don't know. Big thing. Speaking of the Riders, do we have this ready to go? Head coach Corey Mace after practice today with voice of the Riders, Dave Thomas.
Yeah, it's still day to day with those two. We'll see. Potentially we get both of them, but one of them might be a little bit game time potentially. The other one I expect out here tomorrow.
All right. That's Coach Mace. Let's see. Who is he talking about? Who is not out there today? Who are we? Was it Sales again? Was it Sales? Like we know it's Lacombe. Was it Sales? Let's see. Sales and Tavon Campbell. So the Sales thing, we saw that where he took a shot on his knee. That looked painful. but he did come back and play. But the Tavon Campbell, Colson, if it's the head again, it wasn't anything in the game that we saw, right? Like he didn't come out, he was never down on the field, and the training staff had to come out, because I'm trying to think back to the game. I'm like, I don't remember that.
I don't remember seeing anything in the game either.
Yeah, okay.
So this must be something new. Because, on the injury report, he was listed as head, I think. Yeah, head did not participate.
CJ Rivas, leg limited. Oof. A combo, we know, Daniel Johnson, Jackson Ford, Sam MLS.
Daniel Johnson had full participation. That's good.
Yeah. There was a Kean Schaefer-Baker sighting today at practice. He's still on the 6-game injured list. As one of those where at a certain point you can come back and start practicing. For me, if Schaefer-Baker does come back, I hope it's not one of those where if you're not really fully healed, or it's one of those where it can be re-aggravated quickly, or it happens, because that would be the worst. Like you saw, just like a Dalton Schoen situation, comes back, game or two, boom, done, same knee, and he's out again. I hope if he comes back, he's in the lineup for good, and he can stay healthy for the rest of the season. But what a boost Kean Schaefer-Baker would give that receiving core right now. Not that the guys haven't stepped up and been playing admirably, but a Kean Schaefer-Baker back, not only Canadian, but just what he offers, it's another one of those large targets. And with him going across the middle and Trevor Harris, it's just another one of those security blankets that, hey, you know what? It's going to be great. Colson, the forecast for Saturday, periods of rain and 22 degrees for the football game. I'm trying to think, when's the last time we've had a bad weather game at Mosaic for a Rider home game? Can you think of one? Oh, okay, outside of the smoke this year.
I was going to say.
Okay, outside of Captain Obvious. Thanks, Maz. But like rain-wise, like we haven't had a rainy, wet football game in my memory. We didn't have any of that last year, did we?
I don't think
so. Nothing of consequence.
And if you want to get technical, technically the smoke game, the game was played in decent weather because the smoke was gone when the game was played. But
sure.
But yeah, no, we've had really good weather for home games these last couple of years, I want to say. Really, it's been when we've gone elsewhere, because we had the was it raining up in Ottawa per Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
in that the game
nuts.
that should have ended but didn't. That's a whole other thing.
What are we talking? Are we close to a sellout? I didn't check the seating map today. Are we close to? I think we are. Like it's a good amount of tickets gone.
Let me take a look.
Kickoff 5:00, yeah, on Saturday. Also on the show this afternoon, we're going to hear from Keyshawn Johnson and Jamarcus Hardrick. We'll do that after 5:00.
According to Matt Young on Twitter, you talked with him a few weeks ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we had him on the show a few weeks ago. He's like the king of this.
Exactly. An hour ago, he posted there are 3,000 tickets remaining.
Okay, going to be good crowd on Saturday.
So
good crowd.
Current distribution is around 25,000 sold.
All right.
So it'll be good.
Word is that McLeod Bethel Thompson, if he can finish out the week of practice, according to Jason Moss, he will be the starting quarterback on Saturday. If not, it'll be anybody. Maybe Cameron Dukes and Shea Patterson got to be a better option than the other guy. Maybe Shea Patterson comes back. As, goes lights out. We're going to take another break. When we come back, a lot of Oiler fans are very nervous, obviously, and you're on edge about this Connor McDavid situation because he's been very non-committal. But a clip came out yesterday, and we'll play it for you. Somebody that's super on the inside is having doubts about McDavid signing back in Edmonton. We'll let you listen to that and form your own opinion to be like, is it really time to start worrying? If you're an Oiler fan. This is the Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
The Rough Rider and Children's Hospital Foundation's Lottery Early Bird Deadline is this Friday. Make your summers unforgettable with the Hello Lake Life Early Bird Prize, featuring a GMC Sierra, a Flagstaff travel trailer, and a Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat. Or take $200,000 cash. Plus, there are over 1,000 more prizes, including your best chance to win $1 million. Hurry, Early Bird Deadline is this Friday. Help Saskatchewan kids. Get your tickets now at riderschildrenslottery.ca. Lottery license LR250022. Please play responsibly.
It's the start of a new year. Time to get financially fit. If you're looking to open an RRSP or a TFSA, maximize an existing account, or update your investment mix, Cooperators can provide the personalized advice and service you need. Want to start the new year on the right financial foot? Contact your local advisor to build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
Is your house ready for fall, or does it still think it's living in July? Snap it out of denial with Freeze Tallman's all-weather at-home sale. From September 8th to 19th, order your windows and doors and get 15% off your entire order. Need to keep the cold out? Done. Want more light in? Easy. Tired of slamming that door from 1978? They've got you. But hurry, this sale ends September 19th. Visit freezetallman.com or see them in Regina or Fort Capel. Freeze Tallman. Let's get you building.
Employer pricing is back! Right now, you pay what I pay. You pay what we pay. It's amazing. And guess what? You don't have to do any work.
Right now, you pay what I pay.
They get our discount?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? We got over 100 F-150s. We got over 50 Super Duties. We got Escapes, Bronco Sports, over 300 new vehicles to choose from. We got it all. Don't miss the employee pricing at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Flamin is all about our people, our staff, customers, community, because we know people are what make a difference. Here's Landon's story.
Hey everyone, my name is Landon Parrington. I'm a trailer sales representative out of Saskatoon. Been with Flamin for about 4.5 years now. The thing I love most about Flamin is the opportunity they provide. Started them in the yard, worked up into sales. They give excellent room for growth. Amazing company to work for.
You fit at Flamin. To learn more about Flamin and current job openings, visit flamin.com/careers.
It's that time again. Join us for our 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer Screening on Sunday, September 14th. Registration is at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 9:30 to 11, along with a pancake breakfast. Ride the Katepo Loop and come back for a food truck windup at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 12:30 to 2:30. That's the 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer Screening on Sunday, September 14th. Proudly sponsored by Prairie Harley-Davidson, Ladies of Harley, Harley Owners Group, and 620 CKRM.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Meet Todd. It's noon. He's really hungry, and his stomach makes sure to let him know it.
Todd, we talked about this. No more skipping meals. I need cheese. I need crust. I need Western Pizza.
All right. Western Pizza it is.
Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today, before your stomach starts making demands.
And get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
When the rut kicks in, there's no room for second chances. Get locked, get loaded. That's where Cash Tactical comes in. Brands like Browning and Winchester firearms, award-winning Vortex optics, and a full selection of ammunition. Start with gear that's as tough as you are. Cash Tactical, Regina's hunting, fishing, and camping headquarters. 2176 7th Ave in the Warehouse District.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sports, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
After an incredible ninth-inning comeback last night and winning an extra inning, the Toronto Blue Jays are set to take on the Houston Astros again. First pitch tonight goes at 5:07. Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League preseason action. The Weyburn Red Wings in Estevan to take on the Bruins. Face-off goes at 7 o'clock. And NHL news, Kirill Kaprizov has turned down an 8-year, $128 million deal from the Minnesota Wild that would have made him the highest-paid player in the NHL. And speaking of the NHL, over the past couple weeks, months now, all the talk is about Connor McDavid and him potentially becoming a free agent at the end of this upcoming season. Now, a lot of people are very confident it's just a matter of time. It will happen. But then Yesterday, Ryan Whitney from the Spit and Chicklets podcast put out this. He's unsure now, and he's super connected to not only the Oilers because he played there, to everybody in the NHL. Have a listen to this, Oiler fan, and you tell me how good you feel when he's done talking.
I'm starting to think, for the first time, there is a chance Connor McDavid possibly has 1 year left with the Oilers.
8 months.
It's not funny. Not funny at all. Not funny at all. But I actually think right now, in like certain discussions I've had, that he doesn't really know what he wants to do or what he's going to do. And it's like, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, which is insane and almost impossible to do. Like this generational talent, maybe the best actual hockey player anyone's ever seen, dominate the league the way he has, come up just short 2 years in a row, and be so obsessed with getting a cup and wanting to do it in Edmonton, but then thinking like, can that even happen? So I kind of get where he's coming from, where it's like, I don't know what I want to do yet.
So Ryan Whitney, who is incredibly connected, probably one of the most connected people, not one of his teammates. Can you imagine what Ryan Whitney sees on his phone every day from his list of contacts? And if he's coming out and saying that, and he's the biggest Oiler honk out there, he loves that team. Although they booed him out of town when he played there, he loves the Edmonton Oilers. So if he's unsure, wow. For the average person, if you own a McDavid jersey, it will become a collector's item one day. It will. Maybe sooner than you were hoping. Oilers rookie camp opened today. The Oiler rookies will take on the Flame rookies Friday night at Rogers Place in Edmonton. If you're going up there for the Morgan Wallen and your tickets aren't till Saturday, maybe you go catch an NHL game on Friday night. Time to take a break. When we come back, more Rider football. Keyshawn Johnson will join us, Jamarcus Hardrick, and we're going to do a little Rider Radio Rewind. Some of the best calls from the post-game show on Saturday. We'll do that next, right here on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 620 CKRM.
Sometimes there's a song you just gotta hear. And every Sunday morning from 10 till noon, we give you the chance to play your favorites with the Sunday Morning Request and Dedication Program. 2 hours set aside to play what you want.
Hey, Cindy, what can I play for you today?
Forever and Ever Amen by Randy Travis.
Good morning, Ray. Could you play Coal Miner's Daughter for me?
I wonder if I could request Eagle When She Flies by Dolly Parton.
Sure could.
It's all brought to you by Matt's Furniture. Online at mattsfurniture.ca. True Fit Denture Clinic. No one should know you wear dentures, not even you. The Sunday Morning Request and Dedication Program with Ray Allen from country's greatest hits, 620 CKRM.
Have you ever tried convincing a 1,000-pound animal to walk half a mile for a drink? Yeah, good luck with that. Cows aren't moving, and frankly, they don't care about your schedule. So instead of turning your pasture into a full-blown cattle negotiation summit, install a Keln solar livestock watering system. You can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows chill. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
Hey, let's hit up Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Pump? You talking about my basketball shoes?
No, Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Who?
Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. They're open now. They've got a large selection of local draft and food and drink specials. Kids are allowed until 8. There's live entertainment every weekend.
Let's go. I'm pumped.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
Princess Auto's Mega Smasher is on September 9th to 21st. It's the perfect time to gear up for fall with huge deals on sawmills, logging equipment, pellet stoves, and much more. We're delivering even more bang for your buck on tools and equipment to help you build, fix, or tear down just about anything. Don't miss Princess Auto's Mega Smasher sale September 9th to 21st at your local Princess Auto and online at megasmasher.ca. Princess Auto. Ideas. Tools.
Rider Nation, the playoff race is heating up and Mosaic Stadium is the place to be. On Saturday, September 13th, join us for Legends Night, presented by Ruffles, as the Saskatchewan Roughriders take on the Montreal Alouettes. We'll honor Rider alumni and celebrate the 2025 SaskTel Plaza of Honor class in a night full of Rider pride. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. After the final whistle, fans are invited down onto the field to join the celebration. Get your tickets now at Riderville.com and be there for Legends Night, September 13th.
Proven by countless farmers, 900 Series fence sprayers set the standard for your crops, and it's available at Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Featuring 370 horsepower, 132-foot boom, 1,580-gallon tank, smart drive 4-wheel steering, and liquid logic recirculating boom, the 900 Series fence sprayers are backed by a 3-year, 2,000-hour Gold Star warranty. Leaders drive Fendt. To learn more about making your crops successful, visit Nick's Service today. nicksservice.com.
Looking for a way to relax after a long day? Come on. Tired of being notified by life's bells and whistles?
Yeah, I'm gonna need that draft tomorrow.
When you're ready to stop working so hard, you know it's time to play. Yes. It's easy to find your next favorite game at Bodog.net. Play free casino games, check out our beginner's guides, and get poker tips. Visit Bodog.net today. #Make a play.
The 620 CKRM Country Corner is brought to you by Glasses TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, and Foster's Audio Video in Carlisle. Get the newest cell phone today with an amazing SaskTel rate plan.
The 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer screening is Sunday, September 14th at Prairie Harley-Davidson in Emerald Park. Pancake breakfast and registration starting at 9:30. Raffles and door prizes, a wind-up and more. Full details at prairieharleydavidson.com. The Gift of Giving Gala is back for another year, Saturday, September 20th at the Viterra International Trade Center in Regina. Great food, entertainment, and the chance to make a real difference. thegiftofgivinggala.ca. Take in exciting Regina Youth Flag Football League action for the fall. 1,700 kids taking part with all of the games at the rugby fields. The last weekend of games is September 27th and 28th. And enjoy a night celebrating Indigenous hockey legends, September 30th at the Connexus Arts Center. A delicious dinner followed by hot stove sessions featuring Brian Trottier, Dave Tiger Williams, Jordan Tutu, and more. Tickets at HockeyScoutsFoundation.com.
For more information, visit 620CKRM.com. Proudly broadcasting from Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Saulteaux, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news for Echo Sound and Fort Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711. A man from Okanese First Nation has been sentenced to life in prison for second-degree murder. 40-year-old James Stonechild will not be eligible for parole for 10 years after pleading guilty in Regina Court of King's Bench. The case involved the death of 32-year-old Amanda Kiwatin of Peepikasis Cree Nation in September of 2024. According to police, Stonechild admitted responsibility at the scene. Justice Catherine Dawson called the killing senseless and violent, noting the impact on Kiwatin's family and community. The University of Regina is reporting major financial impacts linked to federal immigration changes. President Jeff Keshen says international student enrollment has fallen sharply, costing the school around $10 million. Enrollment dropped from 17,400 in 2024 to 16,700 this year, despite small growth in domestic students. Ottawa's cap on international study permits is being blamed for the decline. Keshen says institutions across Canada are frustrated with Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, calling for the department to do a better job. The temporary foreign worker program will be up for debate when the House of Commons returns, with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre saying it needs to end due to high youth unemployment. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the program needs to be focused on specific sectors and regions. Youth unemployment hit 14.6% in July, according to Statistics Canada. Carrie Norman is an economist with Desjardins who studied the issue. She says immigration and temporary workers are only part of the reason for high youth unemployment.
We're several months into a trade war, a little bit of economic uncertainty, and employers aren't hiring the way they were a few years ago. So youth tend to be the ones who have either lost their jobs during downsizing.
In addition to economic challenges, Norman says artificial intelligence is also playing a factor as more entry-level tasks are being done by AI. An American conservative activist and close ally of President Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, has died after being shot at a college event in Utah. Aaron Katersky reports on the videos posted to social media that captured when Kirk was shot.
One law enforcement official who watched the video said it appears to have been a high-caliber weapon at a high velocity, a very difficult injury, and we know that eyewitnesses have described the severity of the injury that they said they witnessed after the single shot rang out and Charlie Kirk went down.
Officials say the suspect in the shooting remains at large. Authorities are not telling people to shelter in place, however. A person who was taken into custody at Utah Valley University was not the suspect. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Let's get out on the water. Now is the best time of year to buy a boat or pontoon at Kevin's Marine. Cast a line in a Lund fishing boat. Take the family out on a Four Winds boat. Or head out on a pontoon by Harris or Crest. Powered by Mercury Motors at the lowest prices of the year. There are manufacturer's rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing on a great selection of boats and pontoons. Plus Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. Enjoy your summer. Get out on the water. Stop by or shop online at kevinsmarine.com.
This back-to-school season, don't be prehistoric.
Mom, my phone is basically a fossil.
Sweetie, your phone's older than a T-Rex.
Time to evolve at Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
They have new phones, back-to-school deals, internet and Max TV stream, and no extinct data plans.
In 2025, there's no excuse to roam with a Jurassic phone. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast is brought to you by Croft Electric. 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all your electrical needs. CroftElectric.com and on all socials. And it's for Line-X Regina, Serious Protection. Killer Looks at 1865 McKenzie Street. Now, here's your Precision Weather Forecast.
Unseasonably warm weather will continue on Thursday before we see a subtle cooling trend for Friday and the weekend, although even then temperatures will remain above normal for mid-September. And minor weather makers bringing some very spotty to isolated shower activity with thickening cloud tonight. We'll see a few showers after midnight down to 15 degrees. Chance of rainfall 40%, southeast winds at 15 to 25. Tomorrow, Thursday, partly sunny skies, a high near 28, so temperatures remain well above normal. East to southeast winds at 15 to 25, chance of rainfall 20%. Quite a bit of cloudiness Thursday night, a few showers late, lows near 14, chance of rain 40%. East to southeast winds at 10 to 20. Becoming sunny with just a small chance of a leftover shower Friday, 25, partly sunny with temperatures near 25 again on Saturday. Isolated shower Sunday. With your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast, I'm meteorologist Russ Murley.
Croft Electric. You've probably heard of us because we've been around for over 27 years. We do commercial and residential work? Yes. We do permanent holiday lighting? Yes. We do cabins? Yes. And farms? Yes and yes. We're an authorized Generac generator dealer. We are a full-service electrical company with the experience and the people to service all of your electrical needs. We are Croft Electric. We will be here when you need us. Do it right, do it once. Follow us on all social and call 306-586-1333 to book.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McKenzie Street.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Regina Motor Products early tire swap offer on now. Book before October 31st to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit Regina Motor Products today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
It's been a busy show today. A lot going on. If you missed any of it, you can always go back and listen to the Sports Cage podcast. Apple, Spotify, or just go to sportscage.com. They're all right there. Carson Sombach has joined us, U of R Rams. He's the Canada West Football Defensive Player of the Week. Julian McKenzie joined us to talk NHL. We're actually going to, it was a great conversation. We'll actually, we're going to run that again before the show is over. A lot of great insight. Leafs fans, if you didn't catch it live, you catch a little flack. But then on the text line, the reason why you catch a lot of flack is because you deserve it. For all the people texting in, whining, hey, listen, it's not our fault Mitch Marner left, all right? Not our fault maybe you don't make it to the Stanley Cup final. But you don't help yourselves. You don't know when. Speaking of the text line, Prairie Land Rentals text line, 306-936-6262. I don't know who requested it, but somebody wants to hear 7 Spanish Angels by Willie Nelson and Ray Charles. I say yes to that. I love that song. Colson, maybe tee that up. I know we're not allowed to play music because we're streaming on YouTube and we'll get flagged and shut down. And somehow Sergey Brin, who owns Google and all that, they got to get their pound of flesh. But anytime you can play 7 Spanish Angels is a good day in my books.
Yeah, maybe check in with the request show. Because, yeah.
You have no idea. And you have no idea what song that is. Oh.
Different demographic. My bad.
If I were to say who sings Hello, Darlin', if Conway Twitty instantly doesn't roll off your tongue within seconds, man, oh man. And as promised, we're going to drift back to Saturday. Post-game show. Colson, you are one of the producers of Saskatchewan Roughrider football. The games are great, but the most entertaining part are the phone calls after the game. And we love to go back and revisit some of the beauties, as we would call them, that are part of Rider Nation. Would you say the theme on Saturday was everybody was angry over the Caleros call and the Caleros hit, correct? That was the overriding theme, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask people to guess, but you've given it away now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who do we, if we are going to, so here's some of the better calls from Saturday. Who do we got up first here?
Yeah, we've got Carol. We've got Carol starting us off. So, yeah, here we go.
I can remember when Claris was with Saskatchewan, and I believe it was the Winnipeg player nailed Claris when he was a rider, and he never even called it. So they got to clean it up, make sure that they hit him a little lower, not below the knees, and hopefully we come back and win the next one too, because they sure had a good game today, or the fourth quarter showed them they played an awesome game.
First of all, a couple of reasons why I like that phone call. Carol's doing something in the background while she's on the phone, multitasking, and there's a second voice that is added into the phone call. That has everything for me. That, to me, a 5-star Google review. Carol, chef's kiss on that one.
I appreciate bringing up the receipts, as it were, of when Claros was on our team and got hit like that. There wasn't no flags then. Though, as we've beaten this horse ad nauseum the last 3 days on this show, in 2025, that's a flag. 2018, it's 2017,
yeah,
guess not.
Remember everything back from, let's use 2018, pre-pandemic, everything that used to go or was allowed or acceptable in life to what now is, you can't even talk about. You can't even, it's not even whoa, hey, whoa, treading into dangerous territory here.
Different conversations these days.
Different conversations. All right, who's up next on the Rider Radio Roundtable Rewind? God, that's a lot.
A lot of alliteration there. Ed is up next.
The roughing the passer. I was incensed. I was half crazy over that. First thing I want to say is I'm not upset at Winnipeg for making the challenge. Winnipeg did the right thing, and if I was coaching, I would have done the same thing. But I watched that over and over and over again, and I don't see where, if that's how the rule book reads, that you can hit face mask to face mask, or you can't hit face mask to face mask, then I think they've got to redo this rule and look at it and make some refinements to it. I wouldn't want to be in the Western Final in close game and you lose the game because some command center, the referees down on the field don't call it, the guys in the command center call it, and I get screwed out of the Grey Cup game because of that rule that isn't written properly. Somebody's got to make some adjustments to that rule before somebody gets really hurt over that. I realized there was a time when you could kill the quarterback and there were no penalties. Now the pendulum has gone the other way, and you never know when they're going to drop that flag and ruin your season. And that's what I think. Make some adjustments to it. There.
Ed. Ed.
Fire and brimstone.
As far as passion goes, he's our starting quarterback on the All Rider Nation passion team. He may even be a spot on the executive for the Pilsner Cup. Like, really. You could get the punt. Ed's in. Oh, okay. So if Ed is this fired up on sort of not that it wasn't an important game, but a regular season game, all that, what do you think Ed's thoughts were after the 2009 Grey Cup? Ed, call back in. I want to hear that. Because that really ended a lot of our collective mojo for years. And we've never got over that. If Ed is this fired up at a Week 13 game on a Caleros hit, wow.
I think it was Week 14, but yeah.
Ed, Week 14. Ed, we love it.
Yeah. No, he was bringing it the whole time, too. I was like, when is he going to run out of breath? No, he's going to keep going. All right. Loving the passion, Ed. Next
do you think Ed's wife goes to a different room when he calls in to go on the air? She'd be like, I can't be in the same room as you.
Oh, he's on the call-in show again. I'm gonna go downstairs, do some laundry. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Colson, it's 2025. That's very sexist. You can't say that. Do it.
First chore that came to mind. I do the laundry in my house too.
I know. Hey. I may have a neighbor update before the show is over. Anyway, call number 3. Who's next on the Rider Radio Rewind from Saturday with a post-game show phone call?
Up next, we've got Mike.
I understand you have to call the roughing the passer by rule of the law, but at what point then do you just make quarterbacks irrelevant from being tackled? Because growing up and playing football, we were taught, playing on the defensive side of the ball, you look up so that you're not spearing the person and dropping the crown of your helmet. Honestly, at what point do you just get rid of tackling the quarterback and blow the play dead? You know what I mean on that?
That's not a bad question.
Well, to me, it wasn't a dirty hit. It was an unfortunate hit, but it's 2025. They call that now. Like Charleston even said, there's been less of a hit called for flags. A lot of it has to do with who you are. Look at Shea Patterson last year, was taking a beating on many plays, but because Shea Patterson is relatively new to the CFL, Shea ain't getting those calls. We didn't get those calls. A profile guy, keep in mind, if that's Trevor Harris, we're getting that call all day long. It's a respect thing. It's a seniority thing. The CFL will never admit that, but it is. But Shea Patterson last year, taking a beating on plays. No flag. All right, who's up next?
Last caller we got here. I mean, there's a million on the call-in show. If you want to go listen to them, we've got that in podcast form too. But last caller we're showcasing here is Rick.
I think if that was Strebler or Frizzardo, Harris, any other quarterback that got hit, they would not call that. He did not hit him with the crown of his helmet. I didn't even see his head move. It was just like a car accident. His neck went over when he got hit. I mean, he's had concussions. He's known for that. I honestly think that he shouldn't be even allowed in the league because of that. I honestly think that was a fair hit. And I just don't believe that was properly called.
Relatively calm. I do like. But I don't know. Should Ed have been the last call because he was so ramped? Should he have started?
I will say, I don't know if these calls are in order of the call-in show. These are just the order I have.
I'm just talking about how we replayed them because Ed brings the fire. What if we got Ed to rally the troops and give the pregame speech one day? Be like, hey Mace, save it. We got a guy. We got a guy. All right. I don't even think he'll even buy his own ticket. We don't even got to get him and his wife a free ticket to the game. He'll just be there and we'll get him in there to get the boys going,
Yeah.
get the boys fired up.
It could work. One thing that I think, having not been in very many locker rooms, but one thing I've heard enough is that it's family in there, right? And so I think if someone's coming in to guest fire up the crew, the team, usually it's somebody that coach has to vet first, right, or handpick. Because didn't
so Ed may need credentials. That's what you're saying. He may need a little cred before he gets an invite to the basement of Mosaic.
Exactly, because I'm pretty sure
DeVaris
Daniels did it for, was it our team or was it the Argos before they went to the Grey Cup? I don't remember exactly, but I remember hearing a story about that where before he was coaching for us, he came to one of these teams and gave them the pep talk
Phil
speech.
Daniels said he gave the Argos
Phil
a pep
Daniels.
talk for his son DeVaris.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for everybody. As always, you know what? You can, after Rider Radio, you can always call in. You can always call the Sportscage too. 306-936-6262. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Keyshawn Johnson after practice today. Riders were back on the field, getting ready for Montreal. We're 10-2. They're, what are they? 6-5, 5-6. Could be, let's see, 5-7. Is this a trap game for the Riders? Are you a little worried? Are we too full of ourselves? Montreal, they're playing for their playoff lives now. They're in a dogfight for not crossover, second. I mean, it's all up for grabs now. McLeod Bethel Thompson could be your starting quarterback on Saturday if he completes the practice week. And the 620 CKRM Rider Broadcast Network, brought to you by the Cooperators, will have countdown to kickoff Saturday starting at 2, Rider pregame show at 4. Dave and Luke will have the call, the Alouettes and Riders. Kickoff goes at 5. And don't forget, when the Riders play, you can get the KFC Game Day Special, the Big Crunch for $4.95 and the Big Crunch Combo for $7.95 at participating KFC locations. We'll be back after this. It's the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Saturday is game day as the Riders take on the Montreal Alouettes. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Duncan, Tegan Whitkos at 2. The pregame show's at 4. And kickoff with Luke Mullender and I is at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by Young's Equipment, GMS Insurance, and PlayNow.com. Stream every moment of Rider football at Sportscage.com. The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50/50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50/50 is presented by ISC.
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know. That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Affordability in Canada is getting worse. Canadians are now paying nearly half their paycheck towards taxes. That's more than on food, clothing, and shelter combined. It's unacceptable. Conservatives stand with hardworking Canadians and will take aim at the affordability crisis by bringing down taxes, cutting spending towards needless bureaucracy and consultants, and fight for fiscal discipline in this Liberal government. My name is Warren Steinley, your Conservative Member of Parliament for Regina Leuven, and I will always be on Saskatchewan's side.
Paid ad by Warren Steinley.
Sask Power is working to improve the power system in your area.
In order to do their work safely, they need to shut the power off for customers in Kamsack between West Ave and East Ave, as well as north of 4th Street and Nicholas Street to Queen Elizabeth Boulevard from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Thursday, September 11th, weather permitting. For updates on this outage, visit saskpower.com/outages. Sask Power apologizes for the inconvenience and thanks you for your patience.
First Nations University of Canada Regina Campus invites you to join them for their annual Smudge Walk in honor of Truth and Reconciliation and the Tony Cote Welcome Back Powwow that celebrates and welcomes the new and returning students on Thursday, September 25th. Everyone is welcome to join the Smudge Walk, free community lunch, and enjoy an afternoon of entertainment. For more information, go to firstnationsuniversity.ca.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Starting action tonight, the Toronto Blue Jays had a 3-game lead on the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The Sox lost earlier today 5-4 to the A's. The Yankees and the Tigers are scoreless in the first inning, and the Jays are taking on the Houston Astros in Toronto. Second inning, no score there. NHL news, Kirill Kaprizov turned down an 8-year, $128 million deal from the Minnesota Wild. That would have made him the highest paid player in the NHL. Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League tonight, preseason action. Weyburn Red Wings at the Estevan Bruins. Face-off there goes at 7. And tomorrow night, the Pats will host the PA Raiders in Yorkton. Face-off tomorrow night in Yorkton will go at 7 o'clock. And that is your Sports Ticker. It's Maz in for Barney today, along with Colson Schultz. It's going to be a big weekend. Plaza of Honor weekend going on. Like, it's just buzzing. You got the game on Saturday, Riders, Alouettes. You got Keith Urban at the Brandt Center. Colson, do we have this ready? Can we pull this up, the set list for Keith Urban on Saturday? I checked this. I said, and I love country music, and I love Keith Urban. I've seen him a bunch of times, but the past couple tours, his set list hasn't been not good. Too many new songs, not enough of the hits. But then from what I've seen, I'm like, this is actually going to be a good show on Saturday. It'll be well worth the money. What is this, the High and Dry tour? What are we calling this? Do we have that readily available, Colson? I don't know.
High and Alive. I didn't see the set list for this show.
Oh, you didn't see the set list? Okay, so
No.
It's the High and Alive World Tour. Just a sec. But I sent that on. I wanted to, I
think I had seen the Toronto ones and previous ones. I don't think I'd seen this one, wherever it is.
Well, yeah, we just got to basically go on what's been played before, because we don't know it yet. So basically, once there's a website, if you don't know that you're a music fan, it's called setlist.fm. You can see any set list from pretty much anywhere in the past 6 decades. There's record of it. So if you're going to Morgan Wallen, and I know Barney was talking about that quite a bit yesterday, you can go on and see how it's all going to play out at Morgan Wallen. So Keith opens the show with Straight Line. That's his newest single. I actually like that song. The Blacktop Bands, Long Hot Summer, Messed Up, Parallel Lines, Better Life. One of my favorite Keith Urban songs. Last tour wasn't in the set list. Not awesome. You Look Good in My Shirt. Cop Car, Days Go By. Fighter, I hate that song. Ugh. Somebody Like You. Of course, you got to play that. He plays Pink Pony Club, the Chapel Roan cover. You'll Think of Me, which is great if it's like the 8-minute version where he goes nutso on the acoustic and then on the electric guitar. Blue Ain't Your Color, Wasted Time. And You Get What You Give by the New Radicals as the encore. So that's going to be Saturday at the Brandt Center. You're going to get Alana Springsteen, Chase Matthew, Keith Urban, High and Alive. But first, Rider football. Riders, Alouettes, Plaza of Honor game kickoffs at 5 today. Dave Thomas, voice of the Riders, had a chance to speak with Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson coming off back-to-back victories over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. This team's got to feel pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, we feel good. We look at each opponent just the same each week, and every week it's a new week. No matter what we did in the past, we got to come out and execute the next week.
You look at your numbers this year, 60 receptions heading into last week, and half of them were converting second down into first down. Is that a source of pride for you, and did you have any idea the number was that high?
I actually had no clue that the number was that high, but, that's obviously that's a good thing, and the thing that's helping my team, to victory, and that's all I'm here to do.
What does that success speak to? Does that speak to your ability to get open at critical moments, your understanding of the playbook, the trust that Trevor Harris has in you, all of the above?
I think it comes with everything. Just, our coaches having the faith to call on the plays first, and then Trevor, having the trust to look at me, and then me, getting open. So all those things go hand in hand, and it's just, so we just take pride in it as a whole offense.
I'm going to ask you the question that I get asked a lot. This team is 10-2 right now, and if you rewind to a year ago, they say, what's the difference? I can't pinpoint it. Can you?
I can't. We're just here. We're fighting together as a team. We obviously had a year to build with each other and know the more ins and outs of each other, just from top to bottom, from coaches to players. And I feel like that's just leading us to the right way.
Obviously, you play the Montreal Alouettes this week. Is there a third opponent in human nature? Because I know you're a proud family man. You want to get home and have a bye week and all of that stuff. And that's not just isolated to you, but human nature would look ahead to something like that. Do you have to battle that?
No. Our goal, we set that early for all of us, just to come in and don't think too far. Each week is 1-0, and then we'll go from there.
And so is that actually verbally addressed amongst the group?
Yeah, amongst our whole team. Right after our game, that's something that we talk about. Enjoy this win for the night, but let's go and move on the next day, and let's come in and let's work to get better.
Keyshawn, wish you all the best this week and continued success. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Would you not say that Keyshawn Johnson has been one of the best free agent finds by J.O. and the crew in the past couple of years to what he's turned into?
Yeah. There's been a good number of them. I was also going to say, loving the locker room in the background there. I don't know if the guys were getting excited over ping pong or what it is this time around, but
those are 10-2 vibes. Remember last year during that, what was it, a 7 or 8 game losing streak?
Winless. There was a tie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
The technicalities.
The very CFL being CFL-y type situation to a T. Yesterday it came out that Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment was partnering up with the Buffalo Bills, and then ... comma, small caps, Comic Sans, 8 font, and the Toronto Argonauts to come up with this like partnership situation where they're going to kind of like promote each other and all of that, which would lead you to believe that MLSE cares about the Bills, not the Argos. I don't think it's the most thought about franchise under their banner. And this is great. Let's be honest.
I think the news about MLSE the last few months is showing that they care about making money.
Yes.
Right? Because yeah, having 3 home games in opponents' stadiums.
You don't care about your football team. It's disgraceful. But then today, Doug Flutie came out and said the truth. We'll play this clip.
Big day here, big partnership announcement. What is so special about this one for you?
I think the number one thing, it's about the youth. It's about youth football, getting the kids involved, exposing them more to it. And because the NFL is involved, because it's the Bills, it brings a little more credibility to it locally. I know people don't always want to hear that here, but it does. And just all the lessons that are learned
credibility right there.
Team sports, especially
right there.
Football, the accountability, the discipline, the work ethic, all that.
He said it right there. The NFL brings more credibility to whatever they're trying to do than what the CFL does. Now, Doug can say that. He played in both leagues. And do not kid yourself if you are a sports fan. People love to compare NFL and CFL. They're completely different. Mm-hmm. The salary cap this year for an NFL team is what, $252 million. Ours are $5 million. Like, there is no comparison. Mm-hmm. I wish our athletes could get paid more money. There's a lot of our athletes that should be in the NFL. When you see some of the garbage that gets on the screen, like there's a lot of guys that could make a big impact down there on 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But the NFL brings credibility to this, and that's why MLSE is doing it. Plain and simple. They can sell more whatever they're selling, partnering with the Buffalo Bills, a brand that they don't own and never will. Someone's like, oh, are they buying it? Terry Pagula and the Pagula family are not selling the Buffalo Bills.
Nope.
With that new stadium of Josh Kelly.
Nope.
No,
they are not. Yeah, I don't know if credibility is the right word. I'm not going to argue with Doug Flutie because, again, like you said, he played in both leagues. I'm nowhere near a sniff at that. So I think just attention and marketability and like gross size is what the NFL brings to it.
Before they did this, Like if you're Stuart Johnson, the new commissioner of CFL, did this get run past him to be like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. We're having a really good year. There's a lot of great storylines. You announce this in the off season. Like this is nothing. This. Do they do that, or do they just say, nah, we're MLSE. We can do what we want to do?
I think, to my understanding,
because if I'm the commissioner, I'm pissed. I'm like, this. No, sorry, not happening.
Well, I think Stuart Johnston's been on record that he cares more about putting a football in the kids' hands, than what logo's on it. Yes, he would love it to be CFL, but he wants kids to be interested in football first, I think was what his words were. But each team's got their own owner, right? Or in the case of us in Winnipeg, it's a community-owned team, and the president and the owner of the team can go and do what they want because it's their team. Mm-hmm. So that's my understanding of it. But
it's not so noticeable at Rider games, but if you were at the game in Calgary a few weeks ago watching the Riders, the segment of the population that's missing at a CFL stadium now are kids from like 15 to 24 or 25. There's lots of us dudes 50 plus that have kids, like young kids that are going to the game, but that segment's missing. And if that's what they're trying to get interested, I totally get. But you heard Doug Flutie say it. It's bad timing, horrible optics, and this is more about the Bills than it is the Argos, and they get lost in all of that. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Julian McKenzie from The Athletic will join us, talking about Kirill Kaprizov turning down $128 million, the Connor McDavid situation, and if you're a Flames fan, is there light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe. We'll do that next right here on 620 CKRM.
The Rough Rider and Children's Hospital Foundation's Lottery Early Bird Deadline is this Friday. Make your summers unforgettable with the Hello Lake Life Early Bird Prize, featuring a GMC Sierra, a Flagstaff travel trailer, and a Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat. Or take $200,000 cash. Plus, there are over 1,000 more prizes, including your best chance to win $1 million. Hurry, Early Bird Deadline is this Friday. Help Saskatchewan kids. Get your tickets now at riderschildrenslottery.ca. Lottery license LR250022. Please play responsibly.
When you're on the road, don't forget, our Cola Co-op is your home away from home. And they're now your liquor store away from home, too. Attached to the gas bar and convenience store is their 500-square-foot walk-in beer cooler with a wide variety of wine and spirits, too. Heading to the lake or out camping, make our Cola Co-op your one-stop shop. Grab your beer, ice, fuel, snacks, and even hot chicken all in one place. Our Cola Co-op, you're at home here.
It's the Scratch and Save event, on now at Ashdown's Furniture in Moose Jaw. Scratch up to 40% off from now until September 30th. At the time of purchase, scratch and save to reveal your savings from 10% to 40%